Hey!
All right, what's good, peasants? Unfiltered Sports Podcast is back on another Sunday. Obviously I'm here on time. And unfortunately, my co-host CEO is not here, but I'm not here alone. You know what I'm saying? Peasants, you better, get your shit to right because I have my bodyguard here, the man who's willing to fight Pennywise for me in Fortnite, Brandon. Brandon, say what's up to the people.
I forgot all about that Pennywise shit that we did. Pennywise, that with him and his fucking in a hospital gurney, being a creep and shit. But anyways, what's good, y'all? I came here to save the day once again because we got unprofessional CEO. That's an oxymoron. I don't know what's up with him. What's good? I know. But what's good, everybody? How you guys doing?
You know what I'm saying? What's up, Jordan Francis? How you doing, bro? Shout out to thanks, Jordan Francis. Pain for my Clippers. I feel pain.
I know I feel pain for you because I think me and RJ both had them in 7. So
bro, but hold on, time out. We're dumb as fuck. You know why? Because we trusted James Harden in a crucial game on the road in Game 7.
Tell me about it.
What did he have? 5 points yesterday?
And this is the 4th time that he's lost a Game 7 with the 4th different team. That's crazy.
Yeah, was it Rockets, Brooklyn, Clippers, and LA?
Philly? No, it wasn't Philly.
Philly.
Wait. Rockets, Clippers, Philly. Yeah. Damn. 4 times James Harden. That's gonna be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in a couple years.
Facts. That is I feel bad for Kawhi. The one time this asshole's fucking knees are good, he has to rely on Harden in a crucial game, dog.
At least Kawhi got 2 rings. I feel bad for him, especially because now the narrative goes back to this man needs to retire because we don't. I don't want to wish this on him, but a betting man will tell you he's probably not staying healthy next year either. So I feel bad that the narrative is going to go back to that. But dudes like Harden, I want to ask you, looking at how Harden has 4 Game 7 chances, who'd you rather see a ring? Who'd you rather see get a ring, Harden or Westbrook?
Westbrook. Not even. Kawhi's only 33, but his injuries are so fucked up. But Westbrook
his injuries make him look like he's 40.
Westbrook hands fucking down. I think player for player wise, I think Harden's better skill wise, but I like Westbrook better. He doesn't give up. He's just more tough. Bro, Westbrook's not a choker. He's just how can I put it? He's just an idiot, bro. He's just kind of he's not Harden's a bitch. I'm sorry. And by the way, I find it funny how Westbrook bounces last team out the playoffs.
Westbrook is the man that wears his heart on his sleeve. He goes out there, he balls, he does what he has to do, but it just doesn't work out in the end.
He's a Josh Hart.
He's a Josh Hart. He's the Michael Jordan. He's the Michael Jordan of Josh Hart.
Yeah.
But Harden, he may be a better player slightly, but he's had so many chances at this point. I would love to see Harden eliminated. Westbrook eliminated him. And now, now that Westbrook is going into, he's going back to against his old team. He's going back to his old arena as the villain this time. That's crazy to think about.
That is actually fucking crazy to think about. So if he beats he beat the Clippers. That was his team last year. I think he was there a couple years. Then if he goes to OKC and beats them, that's 2 back-to-back teams. That's crazy.
Wait, Westbrook was a Clipper?
Yeah, he was a Clipper last year, bro.
I thought he was a Wizard.
No, he was a Wizard. Then he went to the Lakers. Then he went to Clippers. He was literally with the Clippers last year, bro.
Oh my gosh! Wait. Yeah, and then he opted at the end of the year he didn't go back.
Yeah, he didn't go back. They let PG.
That sounds like I remember that he's a fucking wizard before I remembered anything else.
He was a Laker, and that's when the whole Westbrook thing happened, and then he went to the Clippers.
And then he went to the Nuggets from there.
Yeah, but then he went to the Nuggets this year, yo.
Or I think he got bought out or cut or one of those 2 things, and then went to the Nuggets. I think
Did he get bought out? I thought he was a free agent. But he ended up with
something like that. He ended up with the Nuggets one way or another. Now, now he has a chance to do I guess we'll talk more about it later. But now that Harden, we're talking about who can get a ring first. Harden's eliminated by him. Westbrook still has a chance. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I guess we could wait for CEO, but that's definitely an interesting second round matchup.
Yeah, what's good,
Especially
Rozier?
especially for you for the hot take that you were giving about the OKC.
I hope they beat OKC. What's up, Rozier? Kawhi shouldn't have left Toronto. Actually, a rare W by Rozier. I actually agree with that. Bro, if Kawhi was still with Toronto, he'll have like 3 rings by now.
Yeah, I don't know why he left. I guess he just wanted to be back in. Yeah, I guess he just didn't want to be in Canada, which is understandable. Which is understandable for sure. But legacy wise, it would have made more sense.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Now, this game is still going on, right? If Curry wins, if Curry beats this fucking team, bro, he has to. Like, I'm gonna just say this right here, right now, Brandon. Curry's on the edge of 5 rings. You know who has 5? Kobe. He'll have more rings than LeBron and Shaq and all these guys. Now, I'm not saying he's better than them. Me personally, I don't think he's better than them. But we would have to put Curry in that top 10 range at that point. You can't deny him anymore.
Top 10 all time?
Yes.
Absolutely. He's already there. You got to put him top 5 probably.
You put him top 5 all time?
It's tough. I mean, we really got to think about it. Obviously 1 and 2, no matter how you want to put it, is either MJ or Bron, whatever. You could throw I'd throw Shaq in my personal top 5. I mean, nobody was more dominant than him. Who would you put? I think, like, if you look at the whole top 10, you got to put, I think you put Curry over dudes like, you probably put him over Wilt. I'm trying to think who else is in that conversation in the top 10. You put him over Wilt. You put him over
Magic.
You put him over Magic, which, player for player wise, I was debating this when I went out the other day with some boys, and they were talking about like how Magic, like in his era, if you compare the eras and everything, Magic is still the better player, which is not really I know a lot of people look at Curry, his scoring, his shooting, and call people crazy for that, but I mean, it's still definitely a debate between Magic and Curry. I don't think it's a dead debate yet, but
I take Magic over Curry. I have the simple fact that, granted, we haven't seen Magic play, obviously, but people forget Magic took 3 different Laker teams to the finals, and his last year went to the finals. He just had to retire because he was too busy fucking dudes up the ass and got HIV.
Well, he has the 5 rings. He's a better passer. He's a better defender. For his era, he's a great scorer. Like there's a bunch of different things. Like if you look at them as leaders, they're both pretty equal to me. I mean, Curry, but Curry you can definitely put him somewhere in that between 5 and 10. I would say 6, 7, and then some people can make the case for top 5. I wouldn't hate it either. There's a debate there that Curry. I feel like Curry in a way, like, yeah, it's Steph Curry. Everybody respects him. Everybody loves Steph Curry. Yep. But I feel like he's also kind of underrated at the same time, which is weird to say.
I feel
because you got to look at it from a player. The thing is, a lot of people will forget these 3 things.
You talking? I think Curry was vastly underrated his first few years when they had Kevin Durant and stuff like that. And his first, because people he never won a Finals MVP. He did this, that, and third. I thought he was vastly underrated. I don't know about now. Because look at it now, right? Look at it now, bro. Since Kevin Durant's left Golden State, fucking Curry's been to the playoffs multiple times, more than KD. He's won a Finals without fucking this nigga. So
yeah, I feel like this KD part is kind of dead now. But when it comes down to Curry, the thing is with Curry, there's multiple different ways you could look at it. You could look at it from a player versus player perspective, like LeBron and Curry, for example. I'm taking LeBron as the player all day, every day, Yeah. But legacy, then you look at legacy, and it's like, well, if he has a 5th ring, you put accolades side by side, it's a lot closer than people want to admit. And Curry has a better accolade than has a better legacy with accolades than 99.9999% of the league all time. There's definitely a bunch of different ways to look at it.
I think he's the first unanimous MVP. Now, LeBron has the score. He has the most points in NBA history. But Curry can come back and say, well, I have the most 3-point shots in NBA history. So
and look at this right now. Curry right now, on that team, it's just him and Butler because I mean Draymond. Listen, I'm the type of person I give Draymond credit for a lot of things. Maybe not on the court, but so much. But Draymond's an enforcer. Draymond is a leader. He's some believe it or not, he's a leader. Yeah, he punches people in the face, but so did MJ. But Draymond's a lot more valuable behind the scenes than he is to our TV screens. So like, I'm not disrespecting him, but Curry, all he has is Butler right now. He doesn't have a center, which is why they lost the other day to the Rockets. He's doing this with nothing. He's gonna beat this Rockets team most likely, in my opinion. They're playing right now. They're up 11. They're up 12, 51-39, going into the second half. If he beats this team and then somehow goes on to let's say he beats the Timberwolves next,
which is
now he's in a Western Conference. Well, we'll talk more about that. But he's in a Western Conference final with maybe either the Nuggets or OKC. And these are all teams that he could still probably eke by because it's still Steph Curry. Now, I'm not predicting him to win a finals. Yeah, and I'm not predicting him to win a finals, but like his legacy is just he's stat padding his legacy, but in a good way.
I'm not gonna. So you're saying, Brandon, that we could see a rematch between the Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics, and
it's possible.
I don't think you were here, whether in the chat, but I said Golden State was my sleeper team to go to the finals. So
the thing is with Golden State, it's possible because, like I said, my best friend, he's a Celtics fan. He really wants that matchup. One, because it's a little easy, and two, because it's the rematch. But I think it's definitely a possible scenario. The only problem is that they don't have a damn center. Like who they have, Kuminga,
who they barely play.
Okay, so that team is ass. That team is ass, but they have Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. Yeah. Like that's the issue.
And what makes it even more confident is that Rozier's picking Minnesota, so that makes me think the Warriors are going to win. I remember Rozier picked Detroit to beat us, so.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing. Well, I really want CEO to be professional for once and get here at least. We'll give him a 15-minute grace periods like most jobs do. I really would love he's professional because we got to talk about that because he also picked Detroit, but we'll get to that. He picked Detroit. He picked Detroit. I was watching. He's like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take Detroit. I think he took him in 6 or 7. That or he changed it the next week. Don't know. But I was supposed to be here for that one and I never showed up. But at least. Yeah, I was being professional as well, But I show up early, all right? CEO, I don't know what's up with him. He thinks he's an actual CEO and thinks he runs the shit. But yeah, the Warriors definitely have a chance. Now, the Wolves, they have a better squad. They have a better squad. They have size, Now, granted, we were talking about it, and I guess this is not one of the topics, but we could talk about it since we were talking on the phone. You made me think about Rudy Gobert and how the Wolves might get rid of him. And the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. They really might get rid of Rudy Gobert. And that's not a bad thing either. Rudy Gobert is another player who gets disrespected because it's funny to disrespect him. I'm not going to lie. I disrespect him as well. But I think no. He stinks for what he's expected to be. He's expected to be this dude to carry or whatever for some reason. He stinks as far as his accolades go. He's a 4-time defensive player of the year, but when it matters the most, he's not. But teams like the Warriors would love a Rudy Gobert. Well, besides what happened with him and Draymond, but besides that, and honestly, I know I was hyping up Draymond just a little bit. I think he's important, but if I'm the worst, I'd probably give up Draymond to get Rudy. I mean, at this point, because you need to help. I think you do. I think you do.
Nah, bro. Draymond, his IQ on the court is off the chart, bro.
But I'm watching this dude on the court, like his IQ. You know what Draymond's like, and not in a crazy way. He's like he's like if you were to put a fucking Taj Gibson on the floor, but has way better IQ. Like he's not producing like that. The last fucking good play I saw from Draymond realistically was when he had the game-winning lay on Karl Anthony Towns 2 months ago.
I get that,
Besides
but
that,
like you can't judge Draymond on like scoring. You have to judge him like wait. Are you watching the game right now? This dude just blocked somebody.
yeah, I just saw that right now. I just saw that
Bro,
right now.
this dude, like Draymond has his flaws. Yes, I get it. I mean, we all have flaws, but at the same time, it's like Draymond, you can't get rid of that, bro. You can't get rid of that.
But it goes back to what did the Warriors value more? Having Draymond who's done a lot for them, or having the size, because that size that they need desperately.
Well, talking about the Rockets have way more. I mean, they have Sengun and Steven Adams, but and Asar Thompson, they're doing just fine. So,
And that was my other thing that I want to say. Warriors could also go for a Steven Adams as well. Steven Adams would be a great fit for them. Back to the Rudy Gobert thing. Because Steven Adams there, you got a bunch of guys that you could put in this mix. Kelly Olynyk's not all that, but he would be a good addition to some teams like the Warriors.
I think Brook Lopez will be good too.
Brook Lopez, although I could see him retiring before anything, but Rudy, I think Rudy might fuck around and go to. He could go. I mean, shit. Now Rudy's gone. I think the more I think about it, the more he is gone, and now. It makes sense because Anthony Edwards, what, 22, 23?
23.
If you're going to rebuild around him now before it's too late. You pay Naz Reid, you keep Rudy, you keep Ant, you pay Naz Reid.
I'm out, Brandon. We have a CEO in the building. CEO, say what's up to the peasants.
Yeah. What's good, peasants?
CEO's still on his phone, unfortunately. Sure.
What y'all niggas talking about?
We're in the middle of talking about Rudy Gobert, but I guess we can get to the regularly scheduled programming.
CEO, you still on your phone, bro?
Yeah, I'm still on my phone.
Yo, so Brandon, this guy's CEO has the worst luck ever.
Why so?
He was supposed to have like his headphones. Well, Brandon, you can explain it to you.
I mean, my mixer. I got my refund, so I repurchased it. But then my mixer came in, but then now I gotta install it and learn the software for my new mixer, and I don't feel like doing it right now. So
that sounds like a drag.
Yeah, it is a drag. Absolutely.
I mean, luckily for me right now, I got my laptop. I hate doing it on my phone. Whenever I'm on StreamYard on my phone overheats. I can never turn like my screen off. It's pretty annoying. But I guess RJ, what's the regularly scheduled programming, RJ?
Well, since we got all the Knicks people in here, oh my gosh!
What?
You're about to see it. I don't know if you guys are watching it. You're about to fucking see it.
Hold on.
But we could talk about the Knicks. Yeah, you saw it, right?
Posemski, right? Posemski, right?
Yeah. But we can talk about the Knicks and the Celtics. Obviously, the Celtics have advanced to the second round against Orlando. And the Knicks, Jalen Brunson with a game-winning 3 against the Detroit Pistons, the best clutch player in the NBA, and that's been confirmed. And, we got some bad blood here, Knicks and Celtics, you know what I'm saying? And I think everybody on the planet, including CEO, will be picking the Knicks in 7. No question about it.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you called it bad blood and not a rivalry, because it's not a rivalry. We can establish that. All right. We've been whipping on the Knicks for what seems like the better part of 3 years now.
Two.
You know what I'm saying? So we own the Knicks. This is a walk in the park for us. Obviously, I got it as a gentleman's sweep. All right. Knicks will get 1 win. I don't know when that win's going to happen. They'll get probably 1 win. At the worst, 2, but it's going to be 1 win. We're going to get it. They're going to get gentlemen swept, and then we will advance, and the Knicks will. Because let's be honest, I mean, the Knicks. I mean, and not even from from a talent perspective, we might be better, but not only that, it's just from a mental perspective. I feel like the Knicks have some kind of mental block when it comes towards the Celtics. Like, they can't mentally get over it for some reason. We bully them. So
nice.
Most people know that the Knicks have virtually almost no chance of winning the series. I mean, you got to be real here.
RJ, you want me to go first, or you would like to go first?
You can go first before I go ahead.
You guys hear that, right? You
Hear
know,
what?
you don't hear that?
Tapping chips.
New
Chips.
York, New York. Go ahead, CEO, sing it. Go New York, go New York, go. Come on, CEO. Come on, CEO. Go
It's
New
corny.
York, go New York, go.
Go. Yeah.
Hell
Yeah. Go all the way to the couch.
Listen. Let me get this out the way. Let me get this nice and early out the way. Let's get the boring part of the podcast out the way. You know, this is the first time I'm back in maybe like a month or some change. You know, I only come here every now and again. So let's get this part out the way. This is the library part. Okay. The library part is this. Yes, CEO unfortunately is right. You know, the Knicks for some reason had this mental block. You know, that last game in particular, we were up all game. You know, we were playing our double big lineup and it was working. Although they did take out Mitch early because he was on a minutes restriction, but you would think the team holds that. They don't. Celtics come back, they win, whatever.
You can't sit here and say New York's full of cringe balls when you live in Philly. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. And what fucking profile picture is that?
Anyways, he probably lives in the dumpster anyway.
Is that a flower?
The point, yeah, it's a fucking flower. But he's right. You know, I'm not picking the Knicks. You know, the Celtics will win in 5 or 6, one of those two. But with all that being said, is fuck Boston all day, every day. I don't give a fuck if Tatum is 19. Jaylen Brown can't go left. Chris Stapps is always hurt. Drew Holiday's about to retire. Al Horford's old. And
Derek White has a receding line.
Derek White has no hairline, and it's Knicks in 7. That simple.
Come on, you don't. You know, the thing is, RJ might like his Knicks, but even he knows the Celtics are beating them.
Hold on, I gave you my logical take, and I ended it with delusion. All right, relax.
I mean, because if you look at the Knicks across the board, you got Brunson, and that's about it.
Plus player of the year. Listen,
about it.
I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, I could tell you a million reasons, and I'm sure everybody can tell you why the Celtics are going to win. But you know what? I'm going to tell you exactly why it's 6 and 7, okay? Because we're going to go in game 1. We're going to go in nice and whatever time it starts. What, like 7:30? It doesn't matter. We're going to go into the fake garden, bring that real garden energy, punch you out in the face. I want to make sure every player on from 1st to 15th on that roster leaves the game with 1 flagrant, 6 fouls, and fucking 1 technical. I want them to punch them in the face for 48 minutes of some Joe Judge shit, punch them in the face, bite their kneecaps like Dan Campbell. Make sure you give them that New York Knick energy. Win game 1, go into the Garden at least 1-1, and then, you know, let the chips fall how they may. Okay? This is why the Knicks will win in 7. You know, like I said, I'm not gonna give you the library the whole time. We're gonna have this bad blood. We're gonna have it for real. All right, it's Knicks in 7, clutch player of the year. He's gonna come out every 4th quarter, give y'all buckets after buckets after buckets. That's Brunson burner, Brunson buckets. Too easy. That
would be threatening if you had someone else on your team, but you don't. You got Brunson and a bunch of clowns. All right. Listen. Cat gets bullied by our midgets. I'm not afraid of that.
Listen, Cat showed that he was able to do it against Detroit. Well, not the whole series. I'd say he had 2 bad games. Some people say 1, but I say 2. Nonetheless, CEO, let me ask. I swore I remember you took Detroit in that series. Did you not?
No, I took the Knicks.
Oh, I think you wanted to take Detroit though originally.
No, I took the Knicks. If I said that before the games even started, that was my prediction.
Yeah, because I do remember
because of pure experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, because I thought I heard you say that like one of the pot, like either last pot or the pot before that. But nonetheless, you know, I don't care. First round is over. You know, you guys beat your little tune-up win against the Magic. You know, who give the Magic some credit. See, I know you were shitting on them a lot, but the Magic are gonna be a tough team in like 2 years. You know, they're gritty, they're a hard-nosed team. You add some pieces around Paolo, who's one of my favorite players, and they're gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that they already put up a better fight than you're gonna put up.
Well, you know, like I said, that's impossible when it's Knicks and 7, Big Nick all day. Come on,
Knicks. are fucking screwed because they got Brunson and that's about it. While the Celtics' depth is unmatched right now. We got Tatum, Brown, Jor, White, Horford, Porzingis, and then all the way in the back, you got Pritchard, who's not bad. He's probably better than most people on your bench.
Listen. When the chips are stacked against us and the backs against the wall, it doesn't matter because the buckets for Brunson will fall. Okay, Knicks is 7.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the buckets fell for Luka too in the championship. How did that work out for him?
Well, listen. CEO, I saw a video earlier. I don't know if RJ sent it to you. You taking 6'7" Brunson or you taking Luka?
Oh, we have to have that Luka discussion. That's a good discussion.
All right, well, I guess we'll save it for another time. Listen,
I didn't go yet.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just end it with Brunson is cut from a different cloth. And even if we were, I think, like I said, realistically, 5 or 6 games we lose, but Brunson's gonna go off. He's gonna give you guys a dog fight, and that's all that matters. Okay, with that New York energy is gonna bless us at the end of the day. It's RJ's turn.
He may be cut from a different cloth, but he's surrounded by bums.
Hey.
So I mean,
this is where goats and legends are made.
Well, I mean, listen, look, as someone, everybody can agree that I'm probably the smartest one up here. Not even a question. And I want to say, fuck Boston. They ain't shit. Never been shit. Never gonna be shit. Fuck CEO. Fuck Awesome Kid. Fuck Josh. They're all gay homos.
Fuck the Patriots. Fuck the Red Sox.
Yeah, I definitely fuck the Red Sox. Fuck the Patriots too. I mean, I really don't care about the Patriots, but fuck the Patriots. Definitely fuck the Red Sox.
Fuck Dunkin' Donuts for adding Boston cream donuts.
I think I'm gonna shock everybody here, and I'm gonna say Boston in 4. I look at this. Listen. I love Brunson, and I feel so bad, and Josh Hart. I love both of those guys. I feel so bad for both of those guys that they're surrounded by a bunch of scrubs. Okay, Josh Hart's out there Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson literally sacrifice their bodies. Notice how they're the only ones that get injured because they have to do all the work because Mikal Bridges is a fucking nerd. This dude should not be playing bad. He should be a librarian somewhere. How the fuck?
RJ, relax. Mikal Bridges eats Chipotle. He eats Chipotle.
All right, that makes it even worse. Karl Anthony Towns, you fucking bum. My nigga, you played 37 minutes, 10 points, 4 from 10 from the free throw line in a game 6. And what, nigga, I can't believe it. Like, I gave you a pass for getting 17 in game 5 at home. You put up a worser game. You're getting bitched by Tobias Harris, who he knows this nigga Tobias Harris stinks. You getting bitched by him? My gosh. Campaign, you are the worst fucking player I've ever seen in my whole life. Every time you're on the screen, I fucking cringe. The turnover is gonna happen. The jack up 3 is gonna happen. But we have to put your sorry ass out there because Brunson needs a break at some point.
Unless it's like game 1, 4th quarter, then somehow he does some bullshit. That good bullshit.
It is beyond ridiculous how bad this team. I miss DiVincenzo so bad. I miss him so bad. Because he could have hit some threes. He could have did something. Instead, we have to rely on Mikal change his jump shot like it's fucking 2K or some shit like that. We got Cat out there, kitty cat, like I always say. I feel so bad. And I'm just keep it real with you. I watched every single Boston game and Knicks and Boston game, every single series. They weren't even trying until the last game. Now, the fact that they're in the playoffs and they see this Cavs, I think this Cavs-Pacers series is going to go 6 or 7. So if that goes 6 and 7, that means Boston's like, all right, let's wrap this up quickly so we can get as much rest as we can before we have to go into the Cavs or Pacers. So I got Boston in 4, unfortunately. And plus, for some reason, New York has no home court advantage. Everybody just shows up there. Prime example, Detroit won both of their games in New York.
Yeah.
It's funny enough that, like, I was watching earlier the press conference before the series, and, I would think it was Josh Hart and somebody else was talking about it, like how about the home court advantage in a sense. Is like they kind of acknowledge that they are a better road team, which I don't think is that bad of a thing. It's bad when we had to go into that game. That series should have ended in 5. We lost the 6th game, whatever. As far as like the players, this is I'm trying to look at this from a positive way, and the best positive way I can look at it is that there's definitely, I mean, we can agree there's definitely a lot to build on, and that's why I said it's a window. I 100% think this is a window that will end. Like I think CEO asked me before how long this window stay open. Maybe 3 years. I mean, by the time Brunson is like 32, 33, around there, this is a window. There's something to build on. There's plenty of free agents, plenty of we got money coming off the books. So I'm not like thinking the world is falling. Obviously, we could talk all day about Tibbs and even how
Rozier says, now that RJ said Boston will see, watch New York force a game 7. Rozier, bro, I'm not you. I actually know basketball. Mr. The Detroit aura right there.
Like I said, I have Boston 5 at the end of the day. I think we take 1, but it's that's just how it is. But we talked about Tibbs. Like I said, we could talk about Tibbs all day. Even when I do defend Tibbs, I did tell you, if you have a better replacement, then you go and get him. And now we got dudes on the market like a Mike Malone, or you got a Dan Hurley's back in the talks with everybody, which is weird because, like you said, he just signed a deal with UConn again. I think there's definitely moves to be made. So, like I said, this year it is what it is, and at the end of the day, still fuck Boston, But
I agree 100%.
I'll give Macau. Hey, listen, I'll give Macau credit. Game 6, he showed up. He closed it out, so I'll give him that. He didn't really show up too much from there, but Game 6, he did show up, and he did hit some clutch threes. And what was it? Game 4 or 5? One of those two that he hit the back. No, it was Game 4 in Little Caesars Arena where he hit those 2 identical threes in the corner, and that was the same game that Cat hit that nasty fadeaway and that nasty deep 3 as well. So these dudes, I think that's why I look at it like these dudes I think they are good. They do show up and they do show their talent. It's just we got to find that fit. I don't think Macau fits with the starters. I think Macau, I've been saying this for a while. Like, yeah, you traded 5 first round picks for him. And I know, 4 now because I think something happened to one of them. And yeah, you don't want to put him on the bench, but put him on the bench. He would fit better on the bench. But I think for the Boston series,
I don't think they'll do that because I think they're about to pay him.
That's the other thing. It depends how much they pay him. Maybe this is blessing in disguise. He gets paid less and shows up better next year. You never know. But I think for this series, you're going to see Josh Hart on the bench. Which I'm cool with. And you see Mitch and Towns, they start, and I think we're going to have some dogfights. I don't think it's going to be like straight up blowouts. We might get blown out 1 or 2 games, but I feel like we're going to put up a fight. And that's all I can ask for at the moment.
Is Boston fully healthy?
Yeah, I think so.
For the most part, yeah.
Okay, because I know Tatum got nicked up. I don't know if everybody's back now. I know Drew Holiday didn't play the last game. I don't know if he'll be back for game 1 tomorrow. So,
I mean, Kristaps is always a question mark, but he watch. Even if he had a fucking torn Achilles, he would still somehow drain deep threes in MSG the next day. Just because it's just our luck.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, and I hate to say this, but is McBride still on the Knicks? Yes, Josh Johnson's still on the Knicks. What's up, Josh? This is literally Boston wait till the finals because, like I said, I think the Pacers will beat the Cavs, and the fucking Boston will fucking beat the shit out of the Pacers like they always do, and then it's just about them beating fucking whoever comes out the West. To be honest with
you, I want to keep it consistent. Let's just say one way, fucking Disney magic, we end up beating Boston one way or another, right? I'm gonna get there probably. One way or another, Disney magic, we fucking beat Boston because of that window that I keep talking about. I don't see us really even if we were to manage to beat Boston, you would think, oh well, I guess we're the team to beat. We'd still probably won't make the finals anyway. So I think a lot of it goes on injury. We're gonna get hurt. That's just happens to happen. That's just gonna happen. And I think after we beat Boston, our minds are so fucking we're so content at that point that it wouldn't matter. But point is, this series, like I said, I think it'll be a decent series, as decent as it can be, quality of games wise. But whatever. Celtics, they can play the fucking Cavs or the Pacers next. I mean, you think the Pacers are gonna win, which. It's hard to choose.
Bro, I try to tell you. I told you this before the series. The Pacers in the East on paper, if you can't look at the stars, you have to look at the matchups. They can beat anybody in the East, not named Boston.
I just want to point out one thing real quick for anybody trying to call me delusional. I like I said, I just said the Celtics are going to win in 5. So I mean, I don't know what more you want. I'm literally saying the Celtics are going to win in 5. I mean, unless you guys think the Knicks are going to win, hey, I mean, shit, I'll appreciate the support regardless. But I mean, whatever.
I don't want the Pacers. I don't want to see Boston and Tyrese Halliburton in the fucking finals. The conference finals. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Listen, you're just we're counting down the days until Boston wins that second ring, because you know what that'll mean, RJ, right?
What would that mean?
I mean, dynasty time.
You guys think you're going back to back to back?
If we win this chip, then we start that dynasty run.
Now, CEO, there's rumors that you guys might lose Drew Holiday and Porzingis to free agency because of the whole taxing stuff like that. What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are that I don't think we're going to keep one of them. We just got to figure out who.
Who would you rather keep, Drew or Porzingis?
I think Porzingis probably, even though. Yeah, I would say Porzingis only because I think we don't have as much depth at that position, right? Whereas Jor, I mean, you still got Pritchard. You still White can switch out of that position as well. So I would go with Porzingis, even though he's always kind of injured, but at the same time, Jor does have a lot of injuries as well this season. So I'll probably go with Porzingis.
I want to take my bias out of it real quick. I'm going to take my bias completely out of this. I think, honestly, the way it's looking, like they've been talking about Drew Holiday retiring as well. They've been talking about that for like a year now. Obviously, Al Horford said he was. Didn't Al Horford say he was going to retire this year? Or
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they had that conversation before. I could see both of them, retiring, leaving, whatever, and then still trading Porzingis because they want to be able to get, somebody a little bit more reliable. Unfortunately, though, they might fuck around, get a fucking, hey, I was talking about Rudy. What if they got Rudy, or if they got a fucking a Steven Adams? They might.
That's serious downgrade.
Yeah, but they're gonna look for more players because they need some money off the books for one. Boston can't pay everybody forever, but they're gonna get players to replace them. They're gonna have decent players to replace them at the end of the day. But I can see like all three of them not being on the team next year.
Or maybe they're like, oh shit, we're right. We can three-peat. When's the last three-peat? What, the Lakers back in 2000? So I'm like, they can be like, all right, we'll just take 1-year deals and just run it back on some like historical shit.
Which is true. But like, how many times has that really happened? Like, at least in recent memory.
If they move Porzingis, it's to open up money for Giannis.
How would that work? Giannis
I'm not really seeing that.
We're going to eventually get Giannis, right? And then the whole league will be screwed.
You're not getting Giannis.
I think CEO's just talking because I don't see that happening. But
you would have said, if you said Joker, maybe
they're gonna fuck around and get some big name center next year. I really do think Porzingis is gone. They might get some big name center that we just haven't thought about yet. But
I got one. I got one. I'm telling you right now, this will be some shit. And I know this is an East versus East team. This usually doesn't happen. But this guy's known for bandwagoning. Joel Embiid.
I knew you were going to say that.
Fuck you, bro.
I fucking hate Embiid, but Embiid will be the number 3. He will actually be the number 4. You have Derek White, Jalen, and Tatum.
That's a wrap for the league, right?
I hate it. I would make me sick to my stomach, but at the same time, I mean,
yeah, I would love it because it would give Brandon that much more reason to fucking hate Boston.
I don't know. As much as I want to talk shit, it's possible too. They got close with each other on for the Olympics and stuff. It's definitely possible.
I think Embiid's going to one of the two places. I think he could go to Boston or he could go to the Lakers. Either one is fucking like, or maybe AD. I mean, I think AD's a free agent.
Bro, seeing Embiid on the Celtics beating the Knicks it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
But listen, Embiid's a cancer. Who's really worried about Embiid? You know.
I mean,
I think. See, I'll give because Porzingis was kind of a cancer until he went to the Celtics. And then he just
that is true.
Porzingis was a cancer more because he was just young and a little bit arrogant. But like Embiid's a cancer. Now, and I'm not saying it wouldn't work out. I'm just saying like Embiid's like a straight up cancer. Him and Paul George. It was just hindsight's always 20/20. But I mean, looking at it now, we can see how stupid that fucking was.
Because I'm thinking like you can't really replace Porzingis. Like you said, Rudy and Steven Adams, but they can't shoot like Porzingis.
Yeah, it's a downgrade.
You can't get a bucket like you.
I'm also thinking because as much as Kristaps does for them, from the shooting perspective, and that he opens up the floor for them, I don't think they would mind taking somebody who's just straight up will clean the glass as well. So there's also that. I think this is the good thing about having younger coach and Joe Mazzulla, who's only been there this will be his third year coming up, and having dudes who are still not 30 yet that you can play with the system. You can make more adjustments. So that's why of Gobert for me wouldn't be if I was a Boston fan, wouldn't be bad either. Steven Adams, I only threw him out there because I really do think he's gonna have a big market this year. Especially right now that the Rockets were the second seed, and if they win this game, which they're only down 3 right now, almost going into the fourth quarter, it's 63-60. He might have a sizable market. There's a lot of play. I mean, shit, I would take him on the Knicks, but
Steven Adams.
Hey, I would take him. Imagine if my prediction came true.
Yes, it's looking.
Hey, all I gotta say is win or lose. The Rockets, bro, they got something.
Well, buddy, Jimmy just hit a 30, so it's a 6-point game.
Shout out to Dylan Brooks. I was telling RJ last year I would love Dylan Brooks on the New York Knicks. He's a good player. He's a good he's an enforcer.
Like think on the Knicks.
I don't know. I was looking at Dylan Brooks like a 6-man. He wouldn't be all right. He would be all right.
Yo, bro. Time out. Since we're talking about the Rockets, can we finally admit this guy Jalen Green's a bum? Can we finally admit Jalen Green's a fucking bum?
He's getting a lot of smoke lately. I've been saying
he sucked, bro. You remember who was that retard that said, "Oh, the Knicks need a fucking trade for Jalen Green"? He's just up and coming. So get the fuck out of here. How's that looking now? How the fuck is that looking now?
Listen. I think
he stinks.
I think he's a good young talent. He's got time. Leave him alone.
Bro, he sucks. Kate Cunningham's better than him. That's a fact. I would take LaMelo right now over fucking Jalen Green.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, I guess since we're talking like Cade and everything like that, we're looking at the teams that lost. I mean, we can start with the Pistons. What do we think about the Pistons as far as what's the narrative around them now?
I mean, nothing really. I had them. I didn't think they would be the way how. So I thought they will be in Orlando's spot where they will be in the play-in, and Orlando will have a seeding, but shit didn't work like that. I think this is a good year by the Pistons. They got to fire fucking JB Bitherspoon. He's
fucking, and not even that. He's just a pussy, bro. Oh my gosh. Listen, I'm tired of these fucking coaches. Unfortunately, it has to be against the Knicks, but I'm tired of these fucking coaches who cry in the media about the refs just so they can gain favor in the next. I'll give. I think like Boston, for example, has probably the best whistle in the NBA. But let's say they didn't, you wouldn't see a dude like a Mazzulla fucking crying about it. You wouldn't see him crying about it. JB Bickerstaff is such a fucking bald pussy. Oh my gosh.
He's too Brandon. He's too emotional. There's a reason why the Cavs. I mean, even if the Cavs lose this series to the Pacers, right? Kenny Atkinson, who was ironically, he was the Golden State's offensive coordinator and the Nets, a head coach going to the playoffs with Jared Allen. That's why we see Jared Allen having an amazing season. But he's way better than fucking JB.
That's the thing with JB. I think JB is a great coach if you're rebuilding. He's definitely got ball knowledge because he changed these teams around. Look at the Cavs, who obviously they have a new coach, but the Cavs got changed around a couple years ago by JB. The Pistons now, but JB is nothing but a way more emotional Tom Thibodeau who's more of a pussy. That's just really what it is.
Nah, bro, you can't.
I think JB is just a fucking bitch. So like the Pistons, honestly, the way I'm looking at the Pistons is the same way that we were all kind of looking at the Texans. Like, all right, they had a good year, they're gonna have a down year. Granted, the Texans went on and did the exact same thing they did the year before, but I don't know if the Pistons repeat that same success. But Cade Cunningham, definitely not with JB, but definitely Cade Cunningham is the only player there that I actually like. I think I guess maybe Asar, even though now Asar was blocking up Brunson at that last game, and then he got sent. He touched earth to end the fucking game. But Cade Cunningham, his stock is going up so high that we might see him leave Detroit in a few years if he doesn't. There's definitely something around him, but Philly. The Pistons definitely did surprise. I think you said it before, early in the season, that they would be better than they were. So
absolutely, look at the. Listen, I always say this about athletes. Listen, if an athlete, especially a young athlete, tears his ACL, you gotta look for not the year he's coming back, the next year after that, because it takes you a year to get your shit back together, especially off ACL tears and shit like that.
But that's the same way I felt about the Spurs, even though they didn't make it. But the Spurs, if they stood healthy, if Wemby didn't go down, Fox didn't go down, Spurs made the playoffs at that point. And that's why I said it before the year. I thought they would make the playoffs, and healthy Spurs still do. It's also the same way I feel about the Magic.
Tom Brady, I think they made the playoffs. After that Fox trade with fucking CP3, that Castle nigga that they got, they could have made a fucking 6 seed over the Timberwolves.
That's what I'm saying. I had them making the playoffs when the year started. I was like, yeah, they'll make the playoffs. I just didn't see the Wemby. I just didn't see Wemby. That's a freak injury. So that's kind of one of those things.
Hey, he's looking healthy. He was just playing soccer with everybody. He was out at the floor, so it was looking like he's gonna come back healthy. So,
and that's a good thing. God is good, but look at great. But then the same way I feel about the Magic, who also lost in the first round. I think the Magic, they're just like the Pistons, but with they're more healthy. Obviously, they made a 5th seed last year, but if they're more healthy and they keep that level of success, I don't know who their coach is. I don't know his name. I forgot his name, but he's got that team fighting. He's got that team fighting. And I think the Magic, that's my narrative for them going into next year. They're gonna be one of those teams. They might be like the Cavs of last year. So that's definitely something to look at. Who else lost in the first round?
We all know the LA Lakers lost in the first round.
I don't know how the hell I forgot about them.
You know what I'm saying? I'm actually shocked that you forgot about them too. Listen, look.
Let's keep it real. Lakers basketball right now it's interesting for all the wrong reasons. And I just don't know what the fuck is wrong with them. LeBron, I know listen, I'm going to give LeBron a little bit of slack because he's 40, he doesn't care. At the same time, he's being a little bit of a bitch talking about this center situation that he caused, because I don't care, he's still a GM. So the Lakers.
I'll say this, right? Do I think if LeBron wanted AD on the team, AD would be on the team? Yes. But at the same time, it's not LeBron's fault that this fucking bozo, JJ Redick, benched Jackson Hayes 2 back-to-back. That's not his fault. That's a coaching error.
That's Jackson Hayes' fucking fault. He's a bum.
Okay, but Brandon, you have fucking a 40-year-old and Dorian Smith guarding Rudy Gobert and fucking Naz Reid. Of course they're gonna fucking do that.
Well, to his credit, who the fuck thought that Rudy Gobert was gonna go for 27 and 24 and Julius Randle was gonna fucking ball out? Who the hell thought that was gonna happen?
Julius, no. But at the same time, Brent, even if that's the case, right? So what? If you're at war, right, you don't announce what you're going to do to your opponent. This fucking bozo JJ said, I'm not playing Jackson Hayes. So they literally played through Rudy Gobert. So he literally just gave him a game plan right there.
Listen, I didn't have many expectations I didn't think before the season, I really thought that the whole JJ Redick thing was smoke. And I know we disagreed about it before, if you remember the conversation, but I thought it was all smoke at the end of the day. I thought that they were just going to put their chips into Dan Hurley and use this JJ Redick thing as leverage, and then they got stuck with him in the end. I don't think I didn't have any expectation for JJ Redick anyway. So at the end of the day, my blame still goes back to LeBron. It still has to go back to LeBron for me.
I agree. LeBron deserves, but at the end of the day, he's for. Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, LeBron's a sidekick at this point. Luka is Luka's kind of like a glorified Devin Booker, and what I mean by that is the dude can shoot from anywhere, but the nigga plays zero defense. His defense is atrocious. All right. Luka, he gets hyped up and shit. This is Luka's team now. Okay. Not LeBron. LeBron's 40. Nigga, this should be at a retirement home. Right. He shouldn't be playing basketball. LeBron's blame lies in the head coach. He hired JJ Redick. JJ Redick is ass. All right. I thought he was overrated as a commentator for ESPN. People liked him, but I thought he was overrated. And he's just an abysmal coach. And that's LeBron's fault, right? And I understand the Jackson Hayes thing, but Jackson Hayes stinks. All right. And again, LeBron. This was LeBron's attempt at trying to form a super team. It failed. All right. And because Luca is just his when you got no defense, bro. Like how the fuck how like Lucas just maybe that's why they moved on from him. Like Nico Collins is a clown. Don't get me wrong, because of the financial aspect of the move, but at the same time, it's just like it makes a little bit of sense. I think Luca is going to end up in a similar situation to like Harden, right, where it's kind of like super overhyped in the regular season, but has so much when he gets to the playoffs, you notice that well, yeah, he can shoot, but defense is lacking, and that's a big deal.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, score, I don't know, Brandon's up there not 75-62. Golden State's up by 13.
Behind by just a little bit. I mean, the thing is,
wait, hold up. Of course, playoff shy would say JJ's a good coach. Shut the fuck up. Don't know ball. JJ stinks.
JJ sucks.
Well, this is coming from the same guy who probably thinks, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the toughest player in the league. So who we talking about? Anyways, Curry only has 13 points in the game, and they're up by 13. So yeah, shit, they Warriors might take this one. But speaking of let's look at the Warriors like most likely opponent here. If they make it, what we think about the Wolves?
Anthony Edwards. See, listen, I'm gonna say this, bro. If Anthony Edwards beats Steph Curry, this will be the greatest. These last 2 years will be the greatest individual legacy title. This dude would have beaten Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, LeBron and Luka, and fucking Steph Curry. Can you name me another legacy in our lifetime that's been better than that?
No, I mean that's good and fine and all, but he needs to. I mean, he's still young, like you just said, so we got to give him time to get a ring. But if he doesn't get a ring, then it's just.
Oh yeah, he's 23. That don't.
I mean, he's not even.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's just it makes no like when it comes to.
Well, I'm just saying, like as a young player, this is because he's younger than Luka. Luka came in 2018. Ant came in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he has all the potential in the world. In terms of the LeBron beating LeBron, yeah, I guess that's impressive. I mean, again, LeBron's like 40.
And Luka.
Now, Luka, you can give him, but LeBron, do I think he beats like prime LeBron? I don't know. So that's, I mean, listen, I think Ant is definitely going to be a top 3 player. He has the potential to be. It's just again the supporting cast he has. We'll see. He needs to get paired up with a legitimate star. Until then, I don't think he can carry it. But if he does, for whatever reason, then we can have like legitimate conversations because his supporting cast right now is just who's this like DiVincenzo and fucking Rudy Gobert. I mean,
and Julius Randle.
It's Julius Randle. So. Listen, if he can get something done with that at the age of 23, then yeah, we're definitely talking about next. But I personally, although he's impressive, it's just I don't see him winning anything until they give him a legitimate start because the rest of those niggas stink.
CEO and Brandon, if hypothetically speaking, if Anthony Edwards goes to the finals and loses to Boston, would you consider this a win? Not for the Timberwolves, but would you consider this a win for his young career?
I mean, it's a win for his young career in the same way that it was a win for Luka's young career, right?
Not on the same level because, like you said, like Arthur just said, Luka has 2 years on Anthony Edwards, so it's also
Okay,
like
I mean, yeah, okay. For me, 2 years isn't that big of a deal, personally. Okay,
2 years is
uh,
a big.
I think 2 years
Look who
I don't think it's a
he
big
has on his team, though. I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, Luka still had Kyrie, he had PJ Washington, he had Derek Lively, fucking this dude,
Tim Hardaway.
This dude,
Yeah,
has Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert.
I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I don't deal in those type of hypotheticals when you're talking about, okay, he was 2 years younger, he had this and that. Like when you're talking about purely what's impressive and what's not, you're gonna go back to winning, especially in basketball more so than football, because it's more of, I guess, basketball, even though it's a team sport. I guess you can
It's an
be more.
individual. Yeah.
Yeah, you can dominate because you're on both sides of the ball. I feel like at the end of the day, it has to be who wins, because when it's all said and done, no one's going to really be arguing whether who was the more impressive finals appearance, uh, Anthony Edwards or Luka, if neither of them won.
I don't think that's the argument though, like that RJ was making. At least I don't. I mean, he correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's more just we're talking about what he's on pace to accomplish with what he's already accomplished at what he's been in the league. How long already? What? How many years? Just 4.
Five.
Well, he's at what 4 or 5. What he's already accomplished in these past 4 or 5 years. What he's on, it's just getting better. It's getting better. Him as a player. I think it's a really big deal. Not on a level that he's winning rings, of course, but like I think it's a big deal. I mean, this man has beaten Jokic. He beat Luka and LeBron. He might beat KD. I forgot about KD, Booker. He might beat Curry to make the Western Conference Finals this year.
And if he beats OKC, I mean, that's more impressive than what
this
Luka
man.
did.
This man, Anthony Edwards, is moving like fucking 2009 Randy Orton. Like he's on some crazy shit right now, and I think that's really like it's definitely impressive. I get what you mean, CEO. Like we have to see him.
And he beat child support this year too.
Oh yeah, he beat child support. Like, come on, but he's a fucking idiot. But besides that, like I think he definitely has to put it together eventually with the team, whatever. But that's why I said if you're gonna, I said it before you walked in or came in the stream, that you got to put it, that if you're the Wolves, you need to put this shit together now. Like if you want to rebuild, put a little more pieces, do it now. Julius Randle's a free agent. DiVincenzo's a free agent. You don't even have to sign those two, but you got Naz Reid. You gotta pay him some money. You gotta get what you can for Rudy and get these pieces together now. And maybe in like 2 years, he's making a finals appearance, finals win, something like that. At 25 years old, that's definitely impressive.
I mean, yeah, it's impressive, but I personally don't see him winning shit until he gets like, I don't know, a Giannis next to him or something.
Shit, maybe. I mean, Giannis
right? Yeah, it could happen personally, but I'm just saying, like, I don't see it. And it's just when it's like this, and like you have players who have one ring right now still get disrespected. All right, so it's just one of those things where I'm not gonna hype him up until he at least has one ring. Okay,
well, he did last year, nigga. You loved Ant last year.
No, I liked him as a player. Don't get me wrong. Like I like him as a player, but he's not. I can't. Like if I'm being serious, I'm not hyping up. I'm not gonna hype him up until he at least has one ring. Because I've seen a lot of players.
Let's look at somebody like Tatum. Tatum got his first ring last year at what, 27? 27, right? At 27. And he was, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of Tatum hate, and that it's not about his game. Some of it's about his game. But a lot of it was just more his personality, him being corny with the Kobe shit and like stuff like that. But besides that, everybody was hyping up Tatum too. People were putting him in MVP conversations beforehand as well.
I mean, hell, see, Tatum lost the finals. Tatum lost the finals and came back stronger. So
right, Tatum won the championship at 26. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
and has 3 years.
No, yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, him beating out the age that Tatum got a ring is irrelevant. It's
No,
really
no, no.
irrelevant.
I'm not talking. I don't give a fuck what age he wins it. I'm just saying, like, looking at it now, this he's got 3 years from Tatum's.
No, yeah, we'll see. I need to see more. I need to see more from the Wolves organization. Like, does he have the potential to win a championship? Absolutely, he does. But I don't see him doing it alone.
Remember, his father lost a few, playoff series and got swept in the playoffs by Larry Bird and all that. So, the same thing can happen for him. He might get swept by the black Larry Bird and fucking Tatum. I can't believe that just came on my fucking mouth.
Yeah,
And then
I thought you were saying Jalen Brown.
Uh-huh.
They gonna say Jalen Brown.
Like Jordan,
Right.
listen, Jordan didn't do shit until he got Scotty. You know what I'm saying?
Tatum needed Drew Holiday and Porzingis.
Shit, depending how you feel about him.
Porzingis is not a Hall of Famer, but
listen. Fucking Anthony Edwards had his Scotty this year. His name is Julius Randle.
Make the
put some respect on my boy, bro.
No, what made me stick to my stomach? Watching that faggot fucking ball out with the fucking Timberwolves, and he couldn't do none of that shit here in New York. What a bitch!
Is it his fault? Do you think it's his fault or
No,
I think it's the Knicks' curse. Bro.
Player for player, but curse aside, it is Julius Randle's fault. It is Julius Randle's fault because he had, shit. A lot of people.
Bro. I call it the Knicks' curse. You know why? Because we traded for Bridges. Bridges was averaging 19, 20 points with the fucking Brooklyn. One of the best defensive players on the team. Then he gets with us. He's fucking complete ass.
He averaged 17 as a 4th option.
The only person who didn't get it, who only got better with the curse was Brunson. That's about it.
No. The curse only works if you get traded. Brunson was a free agent.
Oh, okay.
Well, we can't draft and we can't trade, so we gotta go free agents. So that's why, maybe we shouldn't get Giannis. But
I don't think it's gonna happen.
But regardless, I think the Wolves are set up pretty decent to make a conference finals. But I guess we'll talk more about that. Staying in LA. Well, no, making another conference final. I'm sorry. I'm talking about this year. Staying in LA, we gotta talk the Clippers. I know RJ had the Clippers. See the Clippers too, I assume.
Listen, this will be the last time ever. I don't care how good a regular season they have. Ever, I'm putting faith in the fucking Clippers. Okay? I do not care if Kawhi is healthy. I do not care what other star they acquire. The Clippers will be the Clippers, and they're fucking shit. All right? So I'm never, ever believing them ever again.
What about James Harden?
No, James Harden. I said that's the only thing I said from the beginning. I was like, I don't care that people were hyping up James Harden. I don't like James Harden. I said it multiple times, but people were telling me, well, no, I mean, it's different. It's this and that. No, it's James fucking Harden. Like, he's
yo, playoff shade. Trust and believe you guys will lose. So shut the fuck up.
So listen, no more believing in the Clippers. At least for me, I will not believe in them. I don't care what they do in the regular season. I don't care how good James Harden looked in the regular season or looks or whatever the fuck. I'm done with them. There will be no belief from my end.
Listen, bro. I watched that Clippers and Nuggets game in Game 6 where James Harden had a good game, Kawhi had a good game, and I'm like, and I'm listening to James Harden talk, and she's like, well, it's a Game 7, James, and you've been in a lot of Game 7s. So what's your thoughts on going back to the Nuggets? I had to sit back and realize now granted, I didn't think this series was going to go 7. We didn't know what the series was going to do, but I'm like, I really got to rely on James Harden in the Game fucking 7 to go to Denver and beat them. And what does this asshole do? 5 fucking points.
Last time. No way. I mean, RJ, you should swear off Harden for life. You should definitely do as well. There's no reason to believe in him.
Listen, look, I like Harden. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when he lies, but I like Harden as a player. But this dude, like, he's what's the name? What's the name? Playoff shit. You can sit here and shit on Harden all you want. That's what SGA is gonna be like. Trust me. That's what SGA is gonna be like in a few years.
Listen, I think I had James Harden in the Clippers in 7 as well, and well, I think we were all right in a sense to believe in the Clippers' talent. Like they obviously had the talent to do it. Like they obviously had the talent to do it, but then you just forget that Harden's not clutch and Kawhi is his batteries need a recharge. So you think about those two things.
25, so he did his job.
I know. But when it comes down to it, they lost. So it's like,
you know what? Wait, time out. Whoa. Time out. You want to know what make me believe in the Clippers again? And then I know this is a risky ass move, but you know what? I'm thinking about it right now. Kawhi is 33 years old. They fucking shot up his knees with some fucking shit, whatever, to get his knees healthy. If I'm the Clippers right now, I fucking cut Harden and I trade for Trae Young.
Or as opposed to what? As opposed to what? Rebuilding?
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, bro, all the problem is you just need a point. You just need someone else that's clutch with fucking what's his name with Kawhi.
Is it worth the risk considering Kawhi's health?
Yeah, I'm done with Kawhi.
Listen, time out. Kawhi, yes, I agree, but at the same time, whatever they shot Kawhi's fucking knees up with is clearly working. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's like, what? You don't have a draft pick until what, 2028? Because they trade all those fucking picks for Paul George and shit. You see how that shit's working, and they trade away SGA. Why not try to get fucking Trae Young?
That would just make me want to rebuild more. The fact that I don't have a draft pick,
but you don't know what you're gonna get though.
I mean, listen, I know they got to sell tickets to pay for that stadium they just got. So,
bro, you're acting like this is a bad bro. Trae Young is clutch. He's way more clutch than fucking Harden, and he can assist.
No, I mean that's fine. I just don't see it doing anything personally.
I mean, shit. I mean, fuck.
The only reason they should, I mean, I don't see it like them doing anything with or without him.
Trae Young's better on defense than fucking Harden. Have you guys seen Harden on fucking defense?
Yeah, he's like Luka.
I feel like Harden. Well, you know what? Harden has the ability actually to play defense. He really doesn't want.
That's even worse.
Bro,
anybody.
That's why I don't like Harden, bro. Harden is fucking lazy. Like somebody got to say it. Shit.
Bro, I never said trade. They're not gonna get Harden. Well, they might want Harden to sell tickets, but they want draft picks.
No, because listen, the fan base. If I had to guess, the fan base they're blaming Harden. They're done with him. They don't want anything to do with him. So if the only reason I would do a Trae Young trade is to give hope to the fan base that, all right, we got somebody younger, buy more tickets. Because maybe.
And also, Trae Young is still young. He's like what, 24, 25? When Kawhi's gone, you're still gonna have Trae Young still in his 20s. You could still rebuild around him.
You know, I know there's questions about to start an argument with you in the comments, RJ. But let's just say the Clippers had SGA. You think anything would change?
No.
Okay.
They might go to the second round, but no. SGA is just a bigger fucking choker. All he is fucking Harden. That's all he is. He's DeMar DeRozan. I mean, he's in that category.
You know, I asked because they did have him at one point. So, I just wanted to put it out there because I do know we have a really dedicated OKC fan. He was probably he's probably like 12. He probably wasn't a Supersonics fan. But, we have a really dedicated playoff Shea, SGA meat rider. So I just wanted to put that out there just in case.
Listen, when SGA plays Boston, a real team, we're gonna see how clutch he is. We're gonna see what Drew Holiday does to his sorry ass.
Okay. Speaking of SGA, fuck the Clippers. They're irrelevant. Fuck the Clippers, the Nuggets. I get if you want to say anything about the Nuggets, whatever. They have the experience as well. When I don't think anybody is really that high on the Nuggets besides the actual MVP, Nikola Jokic. But I just want to go to another thing real quick. We're on the topic of SGA. You have to give him credit, RJ, of what him and his team did against that Memphis squad, RJ.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about first round losses.
I honestly forgot that was a series.
Listen, I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but I of course I don't think the OKC's winning the chip because Boston's going to win the chip. All right, but They got a good chance of getting out the West, if we're being honest.
RJ,
They could get out the West, yes, but they're not going to win shit.
No, they're not beating Boston, but they got a good chance. Because listen, let's be honest. Before the whole playoff started, I had at least most people thought there was a good chance the Lakers could get to the leave the West, right?
Yeah.
But Luka doing Luka things, and LeBron, being an elderly man at this point, it played out the way it played out. And the Clippers looked promising, but Harden did his thing, and now you're left with okay. I mean, yeah, you could say the Wolves, but they got Ant, and that's about it. I mean, I think OKC in terms of roster construction is better in terms of like overall roster construction. So,
listen, I think you're right. They have a good chance to make out the West. But I feel like we know the unpredictable. You know how unpredictable the fucking playoffs are, and we're due for a nasty upset. So I'll just leave it at that. But what do you guys think about Memphis? How well they fought against OKC.
What fucking series were you watching? Were you watching 2K simulation? Because they ain't fight shit against fucking OKC.
But Memphis is tough. Remember, RJ, you have to remember they're fine in the West, so they definitely, Ja, his guns and his grenades and punching teenagers. They're a tough squad.
Mr. Second Amendment, Mr. Flashbang.
Who does OKC play next?
They play
the Warriors or the Rockets.
No, they play the Timberwolves. I think they play the Nuggets next. They play tomorrow.
I'm sorry. They play. Yeah,
listen. I know most people got OKC beating the Nuggets, right? But listen, Jokic, bro. If you beat this sorry ass team for us, bro. I mean, he's already. I think most of us agree he's the best player in basketball. But
anybody with a brain.
So, but it would just further cement his legacy as one of the best centers of all time if he could just destroy this sorry piece of garbage team. Because let's be honest, the reason people aren't high on the Nuggets, it's not because of Jokic, it's because much like what's going on with Anthony Edwards, in my opinion, it's like you got a stud surrounded by shit.
Hold on. You got Murray, you got Russ, you got Porter.
Russ is garbage. I don't want to. No, Russ is shit.
Off the bench, he's fine. I mean, bro, he was cooking against the Clippers.
Bro, no, I don't want to give any credit to Russ. Russ is fucking trash. And if you want to say Murray, okay, I can slightly understand that, but Russ is where you lose me. No.
Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. I mean, now, granted, they don't have KCP anymore, which was a huge loss. But I mean,
that was a huge loss. Yeah.
Listen, people. I'm picking OKC. Yeah, he didn't do shit on the Magic yet. I'm picking OKC, but I mean, let's not act like Denver can't beat OKC.
No, I hope. I'm rooting for Denver, obviously, right? I'm rooting for Denver. Personally, first of all, Jokic doesn't piss me off as a player at all. And Jokic fanboys, to me, are very irrelevant. Like, they don't really, he's not one of those, SGA fanboys, like playoff shy who are just assholes. So, Jokic winning, winning over OKC would be fine with me, personally. So, I don't know who, because we never got, and I don't know if they're leaving the West, but we never got to see Jokic versus the Boston Celtics. We thought we were going to see that last year, but it never happened because no one foresaw the Mavericks going to the fucking finals.
No.
I'm looking at this OKC series and everything. The only thing with the Nuggets is they can't survive without Jokic, and that was my whole debate between Jokic and SGA for the MVP was without SGA, the OKC, they're fine in the sense that they still beat. You telling me if they don't have SGA, they're not beating the fucking Grizzlies with how pathetic they played?
Absolutely, they are. Brandon, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know. Funny stat: if you were to take SGA off the team, they did a simulation. They took SGA off the team, and they still were a 50-win plus team, and still had them in the 6th seed.
Yeah, and by the way, I just want to put it out there as well that let's just say, God forbid, SGA didn't play the series. That team still probably beats the Nuggets as well. So that team is a very, very solid, good team around him. then you have the Nuggets who, if Jokic sits down to fucking take a sip of water, they're down 15 out of nowhere. So it's like, it's one of those things that, you know, if Jokic manages to beat OKC, I don't want to hear another thing about SGA ever again. You know, I don't give a fuck if he goes on to win a couple rings. Like that shit is gonna fucking haunt. That shit's gonna haunt him. That shit's definitely gonna haunt.
Also, listen, people, listen. They beat Memphis. I want people to like remember this. They beat Memphis. Those whistles are gonna get a little less silent in the second round, and in a team that's experienced with the Nuggets, you're gonna have to. If you think if OKC thinks it's gonna be easy fucking series, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind.
My thing is like, because you got clowns like, playoff shots saying, "Oh, what are we talking about? The Nuggets." I mean, first of all, disrespecting the best player in basketball is just retarded. But I expect nothing less.
Curry.
So
they're icing this one. That's it.
That's a wrap. Listen, the Rockets did what they could. Ime is a good coach. They got a young base, but it's over.
You know, Ime is JB Witherspoon, just a lot more smarter. To be honest with you, like he's another one, way too emotional.
I mean, he's
definitely.
All the Rockets fans, it's fucking 94-70. All the Rockets fans are leaving.
So hold on, RJ. We can tell that Ime is definitely fucking emotional. That's what got him fired from Boston. A little too emotional down there and shit. But like I said, with Memphis, this OKC Memphis series was like, it just showed Memphis flaws. It showed so much about Memphis. It showed nothing about OKC. It showed how trash Memphis is. Nothing.
I'll give you a prime example. And I know it's the in-season tournament, but in a big game, and the in-season tournament was a big game against a healthy Milwaukee team, they got fucking smoked in that second half. I know what I saw against fucking Giannis, Dame, and all them boys in that in-season tournament. In a big game, they fucking lost.
And by the way, I'm sorry, I just want to put one more thing out there. Jokic, because he's the best player in basketball. Damn, Curry. Wow. Because he's the best player in basketball, because he's the MVP, the rightful MVP, this man is coaching the team himself right now because they fired his coach right before. Now, granted, same thing happens to the Grizzlies. So, you can't shit on them so much too. But he's coaching this fucking team right now because they fired their championship winning head coach, which is crazy. If he goes on to beat OKC, oh my gosh. Like, it is so raps for SGA and his fans. But, obviously.
He beat Memphis is not good. I'm sorry. They're not. I mean, not Memphis. Yeah, they're not good. But OKC, they're not doing shit, bro. Chet Holmgren is like he ain't doing shit. SGA, bro, I'm trying to tell you, SGA is not built like that, bro. He's not built like that. This nigga didn't even play that good against Memphis.
What are we thinking about for Memphis next year?
A lot of firing ranges, literally. A lot of grenade practice. Memphis is in a tough spot. I don't know what the fuck they do. Their best player is not beneficiary to them, but at the same time, they trade job. You know for a fact they ain't doing shit. What are
we thinking about Ja now? We had this conversation about Anthony Edwards, but what are we thinking about Ja?
It's raps. It's raps. Like Ja, he's a good player, but other than that, like he's not doing shit. Unless he evolves his game, he's not doing shit. He can't, bro. This guy is literally he's like a Westbrook with OKC. It's like, he's fun to watch, but he ain't doing shit. He can't pass. He can't facilitate. He can't shoot.
He can hold on, RJ. He can shoot. He definitely can shoot. That's not
okay. On the court, he can't shoot.
Oh, okay.
On the court, he can't shoot the basketball.
He can shoot on the court too. I don't know if you remember that fucking 4-point play in 2K. That still pisses me off to this fucking day.
Well, listen, man. At the end of the day, bro. Listen, Ja Morant can't. He can't do shit. The worst thing you can have is a point guard that can't facilitate. That is the worst fucking thing you can have. RJ, which team do you take over us and over OKC? Just Boston, to be honest with you.
And by the way, like when it comes to Ja, like. It's showing that he needs a number one. He's not going to be a number one. He's got to have somebody who's gonna lead that team. Just let him fuck shit up.
So
I don't even know if him having number one is good because he's like his game is not translating to winning basketball.
Well, it translates to ticket sales, kind of.
Yeah, he's like a Vince Carter, where it's like, oh yeah, come watch the fucking circus in town, like watch the clown in the circus. But at the same time, he's not gonna do shit. And I like Ja, but come on, man.
Who else lost? I guess we could talk about the Heat. I mean,
okay, well, playoff shot. First of all, that's the fucking regular season. Second of all, you're talking about the second best player with the probably first best constructed roster in the finals. That they already won a chip. This is a different environment. Not playing some bum ass team in the West. All right, this is difference. But what about the regular season? Shut the fuck up. How many teams in the regular season have you saw? Oh, this team beat this team in the regular season. They just got their ass beat in the playoffs. Like, fuck.
and by the way, for a fact, OKC's not getting that whistle in this next round because I think Nuggets and OKC right now are equally as marketable. You know, because Jokic, yeah, he's not flashy and all that extra shit, but I feel like Jokic has like this to put it in a way that, you know, SGA fans can understand. I feel like because his game is that good, because he's that good, he's got that aura to him that I think they're just as marketable. And for that reason, don't expect to get these whistles next round. I still think they win in 6, OKC, but you know, that's one.
Can I just say something real quick? It maybe I'm just getting to that age where I start liking players before they start getting annoying. Where the fuck did this SGA aura thing come from? Like, where the fuck? Like, this nigga was averaging 30 like 2-3 years ago when I started liking him. No one gave a fuck about him. Now all of a sudden everybody's dick riding him. Is this going to be the same thing with Kate Cunningham in a few years?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I liked him last year because, you know, I liked his game, his mid range and all that. And then this year,
I'm sorry. Well, Tatum struggles to show up in big games, bro. Deactivate your account. Just deactivate your account.
Nigga, you're a fucking SGA fan. The fuck are you talking about?
You know, it's one thing. I was just talking about this with my boy. So my best friend, for anybody who wants to know, is a Celtics fan. You know, not as bad as, you know, CEO, of course, and not a dick rider like a few people that I won't mention right now. One of them's in the chat. But we were talking about this series. Like, unfortunately, I have to give Tatum credit because, like, you can't say sometimes he can struggle, sure. But I always go back to that game 6 he had against Milwaukee, how they should have finished that shit. And Tatum balled the fuck out game 6 and 7 to eliminate them. And yeah, you know, Tatum when he has to play, he plays. I mean, you just gotta give him that. And he just won a ring. Granted, you know, he didn't go all out, but because he had, you know, a good team around him, and Brown, you know, had a good finals appearance. But I mean, Tatum's still Tatum. You know, when it does matter, I've seen him play his heart out on a good amount of games. He did it against LeBron back when he was, he's always been 19, but back when he was like fucking 19. So can't say that either.
Listen. And by the way, Golden State wins in 7, 103-89. Steph Curry's 5-0 against the Houston Rockets in the playoffs. You know, very impressive win. CEO, your prediction didn't come right.
Nah, I was off by 1 game. Happens.
You're off by the fucking team. The fucking Golden State won. The experience.
You know, I want to say, so, you know, we're talking about the first round teams that lost, and now, you know, they lost. So Rockets, what we're talking about, so you're talking about Jalen Green.
Jalen Green needs to be traded. Man. That's a team that needs Giannis or Kevin Durant. Jalen Green sucks. He stinks.
Yeah, but I said he was a role player last time. Last podcast, remember?
Oh, I gotta look something. Hold on, let me look something up, bro.
Is it Jalen Green or is it the Rockets?
Jalen Green, nigga. Jalen Green. Brandon, don't do that shit, nigga. If Sengun, if Jabari Smith Jr., if Amen Thompson, who Jalen Green came in 2021? This is Amen's second last year. He fucking balled out. If Fred VanVleet can fucking ball out, this nigga can't. If Dylan Brooks is outscoring you, that's a you problem. That is a you problem.
You gotta understand, Dylan Brooks is a student of the game.
He's a student of being a fucking fag, bro. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, nah, nigga, that's a you problem.
All right, so where's Jalen?
I got you right now, Brandon. I got you right now, bro.
Okay.
In game 1 against the Warriors, right? Where's Jalen Green? 7 points. Game fucking 1. All right. Just keep that in mind. Golden State won that game by 10. Just bear with me, people. Game 2, Jalen Green had, I believe, 31, 32. I'm about to check right now for you guys. Jalen Green had, where the fuck is this faggot at? Where the fuck is Jalen Green at? Jalen Green had 38 points. Damn near had 40 in game 2, all right? And the Rockets won. In game 3 at Golden State, Jalen Green had, I'm going to tell you right now, 9 points. Okay, fine. First game on the road, inexperienced, whatever. Game 4 at Golden State, Jalen Green had 8 fucking points. 1 from 3 from the free throw line, 3 from 8 from the field, 1 from 5 from the 3-point line. Okay, you know what? Going back home, you know what I'm saying? Going back home, you get to, shake off the rust and stuff like that. Young player, whatever. Jalen Green, 11 points. 3 from 8 from the field again. 3 from 5 from the free throw line. All right. Game 6, where the Rockets won, surprisingly. The Rockets won this game. Jalen Green had, where is he? Where the fuck is this asshole at? 12 points. 1 from 6 from 3, 3 from 11 from the field, and 5 from 6 from the free throw line. In this game, in game 7, at home, your game to win. You got to show up, man. You got fucking fags on fucking ESPN say, you got to trade this guy for Brunson. Jalen Green, 8 fucking points.
Wait, did they actually say that shit?
Yes. 3 from 8 from the field goal range. 0 from 2 from. This guy stinks. He is not one of the best young players in the league. He stinks.
Wait.
Nigga had one good game. Huh?
People talk like that, like he is.
Bro, people be hyping up Jalen Green, bro.
Because I swore he was just a fucking role player.
No, Jalen Green, there was a little slurping by him. Now, granted, it's died down because it died down because he's been playing like dog shit. But, bro, come on, bro.
RJ, who are you? This is a 2K question. Who are you taking, Jalen Green or Scoot Henderson?
Oh, Scoot Henderson, not even fucking question, bro. Fuck Jalen Green, nigga. He ain't shit.
Because I don't know if you remember we were talking about this shit. I don't know why the fuck Scoot Henderson is so important in 2K, and it just pisses me off every time I think about it.
Trailblazers might have found their sex another day, you feel me? But this nigga Jalen Green is ass, nigga. You're garbage, bro. You can't even assist.
All right, so then if he needs to be traded, if you're the Rockets, where do you trade him to?
But the Milwaukee, I'm getting Giannis, nigga. What the fuck?
I don't know if that happens.
Bro, you get Jalen Green, you get Fred VanVleet, and then give me fucking Giannis. Give me Giannis, and I'll find a point. All I need is a facilitating point guard. That's all I fucking need. Like, the fuck out of here, bro.
Does Milwaukee agree?
They getting all those draft picks. I mean, the Rockets have a shit ton of draft picks. Why not?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or speaking of Trae Young, I'm trading Jalen Green to Hawks for a shit ton of draft picks and call it a fucking day. Trae Young with this team, please. It'd be fucking raps.
And especially if he cuts his hair, shit.
What's up, Random? Random Matter was watching this game intensely. Random Matter, what's good, bro? How you feeling, man?
So I just want to put out that you mentioned you just mentioned Milwaukee. So since they lost, what are you feeling about Milwaukee? I think it's time to rebuild. I think it's over for them.
I'm gonna keep it real. Now I have a video about Giannis coming out, I believe next week or this week. I don't remember. Is it a possibility Giannis demands a trade, whatever? Sure, but it could be a huge possibility this nigga just signs an extension and stays.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if he signs an extension and stays, to me that would be like he's just comfortable. He's just comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, which is fine. I mean, he's a great talent, but I don't think he has that dog mentality.
Would it be worse than fuck? I mean, he has a ring, but would it be worse than Dame staying in Portland?
No.
Probably not because it's the ring.
What about Curry staying in? What about Curry staying in Golden State?
You can't really. I mean, he has a ring, and I mean, Curry could have won another ring this year, so you never fucking know.
That's true. Is there anybody else? The Heat, I guess. But I mean,
fuck the Heat. They're ass. I'm gonna say this right now. If the fucking Jimmy Butler wins the ring, the Heat's gonna be sick. Can I hold on? Can I just say something about the Heat, bro? Because that game 4 this week was embarrassing.
At home.
This goes back to my fucking point. Why okay, Brandon, listen. Even if you want to sit here and say Garland's a fucking all-star, which I fucking hate Garland, he makes me sick to my stomach.
Who the fuck said that? You said me?
Yeah, you did you? I remember. I think
Garland was an all-star.
Garland's not.
No.
Garland's an all-star.
I said hold on. I said he by the definition was an all-star because he made an all-star team. I didn't think he's
is all-star. Ass. And you were like, oh, the record, whatever. But even Brandon, I'll give you Brandon, I'm just saying this, bro. If you can make the case, this nigga Tyler Hero should not be in the fucking all. Tyler Hero stinks. He looks like a school shooter. Bam Adebayo is another one that has like 5 all-star appearances for it. These niggas suck.
Tyler Hero's hype died like 2 years ago.
What's up, Chad?
This nigga is ass.
I remember everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Tyler Hero's that next white boy star." I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Bam what about dog shit?
What about my boy Andrew Wiggins?
I forgot this nigga was on the team. He's Canadian. He's ass, nigga. There's a reason why Jimmy's going to the fucking second round. This nigga's not.
So then the only thing I could think of, because like I said, I don't think this changes anything about it's the same thing as Memphis losing, right? We don't learn anything about OKC. We really don't learn shit about the Cavs either.
No, we don't.
Now, granted, we kind of learned something today. I guess we'll get to that. But the Cavs, like, how do we feel about Spo then as a coach and this being how bad this went?
Spo's a good coach. Like, you can't. There's so much shit you can coach up. Like, I don't blame Spo. Spo, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Pat Riley's about to be gone. Like, he culture. Can we just keep it for real? Can we keep it for real? And I want to make this little disclaimer. I want to give a little special announcement, right? Because I know Brandon in particular loved my documentary series. Now that the NBA playoffs is going on and stuff like that, obviously sports will be dead for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The Unfiltered Sports Podcast will be gone. Maybe Sundays I might start posting 20 to 30-minute videos about documentaries going in full depths of certain things. I recorded 2. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. One of those series has Dwayne Wade in there. I think Dwayne Wade is the most overrated player in NBA history. With that being said, Heat culture died when LeBron went back to Cleveland. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. You had a little stint with Jimmy Butler, but that's it. That's fucking it. Heat culture died when fucking LeBron said, I'm taking my talents back to Cleveland. What the fuck what has the Heat done? So
what you're saying is that Spo should just say, Pat Riley, fuck off, go to the senior home. I'm going to the Knicks.
I agree, 100%. Yeah, that's absolutely.
No, we're going with that.
100%. I'm 100%.
Nick Spoelstra, don't waste your fucking time.
But realistically speaking, he should say Pat Riley's like in his fucking 80s. How long is he gonna do this? How fucking long? You're gonna put some young liberal asshole in there who's gonna be more worried about everybody wearing rainbow fucking hair instead of shit. Listen, Eric Spoelstra, you're young. Get the fuck out of there. There's so many other. What are you gonna rebuild around Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo with Andrew Wiggins? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Pat Riley's like he's like Joe Biden. We don't even know if he's alive.
Facts. This nigga, bro, they are ass. They are beyond garbage. Like,
we saw the Heat. We saw the Heat this year. Pat Riley embarrassed the fuck out of the whole organization. The way they handled this Jimmy Butler shit. Like, I think Jimmy Butler's being a baby, but at the same time, like Pat Riley, just the way he handled this whole thing with Shams and everything that happened is just like crazy.
I mean,
like, I had a little stint with Jimmy, but when LeBron left the Miami Heat, that's when Heat culture fucking died. Heat culture was never a thing. You had 1 year with Shaq. Wade used to get bounced in the second round. LeBron said, I'll come here, took you to 4 finals, and that's it. Then Jimmy took you to 2, which is the most – no one remembers those 2 finals. We just remember LeBron winning the bubble and Nicole. When we say Joker and LeBron we say LeBron's 4th ring and Joker's 1st ring. We don't even mention the fucking teams. Like when Kevin Durant won his fight, like, hey, he beat LeBron in the finals. Ain't nobody give a fuck about no, like Chauncey Billups, he beat fucking Shaq and Kobe in the finals. Jason Tatum, he beat Luka in the fucking finals. Ain't nobody give a fuck about the Heat. They are fucking irrelevant. Orlando is the best team in Florida right now. Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
Well,
Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
It's not really close right now. So.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
That's crazy that Pat Riley was still a senior citizen in the 90s. It's fucking crazy.
And you ain't do shit with the Knicks either, nigga. You had Ewan Starks and you couldn't do shit either. You are a bum, my nigga.
Hey, listen. Show your elders some respect, RJ, all right?
Man, fuck that nigga, dog.
Oh, listen.
I'll show you
OG,
respect.
RJ, OG.
He's not an OG. What the fuck has he done?
You got carried
by Magic and Kareem in the 80s. You couldn't do shit in the 90s. You get lucky against Shaq. Shaq fucking goes to the Suns. You couldn't do shit. You get LeBron for 4 years. You get 2 rings, and that's it. That's it. Jimmy Butler carries you to 2 finals. That's it.
You know what?
The most forgettable finals ever.
That whole rant was better served as a video. I'll be honest.
Well, I'm not doing a video on I already did a video on the Heat. I'm not wasting my time with the Heat. I'm not. You guys are fucking irrelevant. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. That was
like most people think Pat's a legend. I think most people think Pat Riley's a legend. So that's a very hot take you got there.
What has he done? Like, what has he done? At least Phil Jackson, this nigga had 3. Like, this nigga won with Kobe and Pau Gasol. He won with Shaq and Kobe. Even won with Jordan and Scottie. And you can make the case this nigga Jordan ain't do shit until they got Phil. What the fuck has Pat Riley done? Like, for real, what has he fucking done?
I think around a very long time, RJ.
Like, that doesn't mean shit. Doc Rivers been around for a long time. Look at this fucking bozo. People forget this nigga Doc was a coach in the 90s when Tracy McGrady and Vince Young were on Orlando Magic. What the fuck has he done? It's the same thing with Pat Riley. It's just Pat Riley had the benefit of coaching Magic and fucking Kareem. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Pat Riley, you suck. Listen, I get Jimmy Butler's a headache, but pay the nigga. You might have took the fucking Cavs. At least you have something there. You trade for Andrew Wiggins? You could have got more. You could have got those young players from the Rockets if you traded fucking Jimmy. But you wanted to play hardball, and look what it. Jimmy might go to a conference championship. Meanwhile, your sorry ass got
no. So this comes from the fact that he didn't do anything with the Knicks?
No. I just don't like Pat Riley. I never liked Pat Riley. Nigga, I wasn't even alive. I was just pointing out a fact. He didn't do shit with the Knicks.
So,
listen, hold on. I'm completely honest. I do not give a fuck about anything that was before me. I love history, but like prime example, I don't hate Reggie Miller. I think that choking thing is fucking hilarious. It's just unfortunate it came against the Knicks. Now Trae Young, I have some beef with because I actually watched that shit. But go ahead, Brian.
I also don't give a fuck what Phil Jackson did as a coach because
also
for my Knicks.
Well, hold on, just give me 1 minute. You guys can keep talking.
On that history topic, he said, I don't give a fuck what Phil Jackson did as a coach because he was ass for the Knicks. But, fuck. I mean, I guess, would you say, you agree with him that Heat culture died when LeBron left?
Honestly, I think it died when Jimmy left, personally, because you still had some remnants of the Heat culture there after LeBron left, because a lot of people didn't think they were going to do shit. I mean, he took with Butler, they went all the way to the finals with a bunch of fucking bumps. So, I don't know. It's just I understand you. I think you could say that Pat may be overrated, but I wouldn't call him trash, personally.
So now I want to look at this, like, on the LeBron topic, like to RJ's point when it comes to like LeBron. I wish he was here so I could ask him. But if he thought like LeBron was Heat culture, like that's really, it was just LeBron. I even weighed because I know he said
because didn't they win a ring before LeBron?
Yeah. D-Wade has 3 rings, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they won one before LeBron. So I don't want to say it's because of LeBron. I mean, obviously LeBron helped, but I feel like He had a good time there, like a good period where they took shit talent like Tyler Hero. There was the other dude that was short. I forgot his name, but he was cooking with the Heat for a while until he moved somewhere else and became shit. So I mean, they can find like talent and like bring the best out of them. So I wouldn't say it's dead. It's just maybe they need another superstar for it to work again. I mean, they're in a rebuilding period right now, so.
You think Spo's gets out of there eventually? I think Spo might be gone. I don't know where he goes, but
I don't know if Pat Riley leaves, maybe they'll promote him. I can see that happening because the Heat are very like they like within, right? They like promoting within. So I could see something where you know how Brad Stevens was the coach of the Celtics and he got promoted to president. Yeah, I could see something like that.
All right. Well, RJ got like a bunch of more topics, and I'm out of here at 12, so I guess we'll keep it going without him. I know he was talking about so we're on Bron, and one of the topics is about LeBron. I just want to put it out there. You know, LeBron. This is a question just for you. You think LeBron gets a statue, and do you think he gets a statue in LA?
Oh hell, I mean, no, I don't. No, he shouldn't.
Because he gets one. He has to get one in Cleveland.
Yeah. Like Cleveland, I understand. I don't like. You can make an argument for the Heat, but he was there. I mean, he won a lot, but he wasn't there for like super long. The only place it makes sense that LeBron gets a statue is in Cleveland. He's from Cleveland. He was born in the region. He always repped it. Like the LA Laker thing was just so he can create his companies, his fucking production site, set up his son. It was closer to home because he already lived in LA. But it's like, come on, bro. I mean, he won a finals in the fucking. I forgot that the whole.
How we to get to talking about fucking the Heat to LeBron?
Because LeBron was part of the Heat. I was just asking. You think LeBron gets a statue? He got three teams that he could potentially have a statue, which would be Cleveland, which he should get one. Okay, Miami.
Well, first of all, I'm against anybody getting a statue. I don't like that.
No, I get it. I know. But we're talking.
To answer your question, Cleveland, he's definitely getting one. No question about that. Heat, I can see it. Definitely, I can see it. Lakers, absolutely not.
And RJ, this is a very important topic because we have to talk about LeBron retiring potentially. So you have to figure out where he's getting his statue, or if he's getting 3 statues.
He's not getting 3. He's gonna get 1.
Well, he's getting Cleveland, but I mean, I think there's a real possibility I think he can get one in the Heat. I gotta send you the video, but somebody was making a case for him getting a statue in LA, which would be crazy. They tear it down. They tear it down 12 hours. So
he deserves. Listen, he was always the boy from Akron, right? Akron, Ohio. He'll get a statue in Cleveland, and that's where it belongs. If he gets a statue, that's where it belongs. Period.
Well, RJ, this is, like I said, it's a very important topic, RJ and CEO, because LeBron's retiring soon, don't you think?
I think he plays another 2 seasons. I think he's gonna try to be the first ever dad to play with both his sons in the NBA because Bryce is going into college this upcoming year with Arizona State. So I think that's a huge possibility. So I think he plays this season. And hell, I'm gonna keep it real. If they upgrade this roster next season, who knows? Maybe he fucking might say I'll play a couple years. But I mean, if they get Embiid, Embiid will be the number 3. Luka and Bron will be the 1 and 2. So
you know who I think is praying that LeBron retires?
Who?
I think Luka really wants him to retire. I think Luka wants that team.
It's already his.
It's still LeBron at the end of the day.
LeBron is more like a management at this point.
I think Luka. He's saying his prayers at nighttime, saying, "Please, let LeBron retire."
Brandon might be on something. Brandon might be on something right now because I'm flipping it. I think maybe not like he wants him to retire, but I think Luka in the back is like, I can't wait to have full control over this team.
Well, because like you said there. My fault. But what you said right there is that he wants to play with Bryce and things. And now you're forcing that on Luka's future. And it's like, does Luka want to deal with that shit?
And I'm gonna keep it real. I think someone else that wants LeBron to retire so he can go to the Lakers. I think Kyrie.
You think so?
Absolutely. I think Kyrie does not want to play with LeBron ever again
because of the father figure shit.
Which is wild.
The whole, and also let's not forget, LeBron did throw Kyrie under the bus during that whole Jews, Hebrews to Jews thing, whatever. And he knows, and Kyrie, we know he's not a cuck to Nike like LeBron is. So Kyrie said he wants to play as a Laker. Now, if LeBron retires, you have the guy that he wants to play with in Luka. Now,
you know what's funny?
Go ahead.
Like Kyrie, he didn't want to play with LeBron because because LeBron sunned him or something, right?
Yep.
But his whole career, he's been a sidekick, bro.
It's not okay. I get that, but at the same time, it's like is this dude like you have reports asking how does it feel to have LeBron as your dad? They're not asking that about Kevin Durant and Luka. It's like, come on, bro.
Well, who said that?
You don't remember that? It's like, what type of father figure is LeBron to this locker room? Like, that was
what you mean, nigga? I got a dad. The fuck
he's like, I already have. Well, he's like, all right. Well, my father's name is whatever, Irving.
And then you remember that when Kyrie was with Boston, he like LeBron would grab his head like a dad. It's like, come on, bro. Like, it's one thing to be a sidekick. It's another thing to like be sunned. Like, come on.
I mean, LeBron. But did LeBron do it to like put him down, or he generally saw him like as kind of like a mentor kind of relationship, right?
You know what it probably was. Maybe at first it wasn't malicious, but LeBron's got an ego. LeBron definitely feeds into the media narrative, such as like LeBron has no problem calling himself the GOAT right now. So he definitely pays attention. He definitely pays attention to all that shit. So down the line, he probably was like, yeah, this is he's gonna stun Kyrie. I mean, granted, I can't speak for the man. I don't know, but I mean, the way it looks.
I mean, it's just like you're right. We don't know at the end of the day, right? But I mean, I assume it wasn't malicious, right? I mean, it was just like he was trying to be.
Tell me, this is LeBron we're talking about. He's traded Dwayne Wade.
Yeah,
he's traded. Come on, he's Kyrie on the butt. Like, let's chill out here. Like, let's chill out here.
He is petty. I will say that.
AD, like, come on, man. Like, let's chill out. He's gotten multiple coaches fired. Like, let's not talking like LeBron is very malicious.
Yeah, I could see that because it's weird to me that if you went in the league, right, and then one of the best players of all time try to take you under his wing, and then you were all like, "Fuck this nigga," like, something else had to happen, right? Because there's no fucking way.
Yeah, you never know what goes on behind the scenes, but I honestly think when LeBron retires, Luka will be like, what, 27, 28? So he'll be right in that sweet spot where Jason Tatum will be. Kyrie comes along. He'll be fully healed from that ACL tear. Bada boom, bada bang.
I'm with you. I don't think LeBron retires until another 2 years from now. But what I will say is that he's making it very hard for this organization to do anything, especially because originally he was saying, I could take a pay cut for whatever. I don't need the money, all the shit. And now reports came out yesterday talking about, well, there's a very good chance he's not taking a pay cut because he has an option. Either he's a free agent or he has an option, one of the two. He's opting out of that and is going to ask for more money. So you're just making everything harder for the organization. And then you're going to bitch about it in the media talking about, we don't have a center. And then like Luka might fucking murder this man.
Luka's 26, so he'll be 28, so he'll be right in that sweet spot. If LeBron say 2 more seasons, that's 28, so he'll be right in that sweet spot, and Kyrie will still be in the league per se. So I mean, but I
like it's annoying. It's annoying if fuck man.
Come on. So we all know about the beef, and how is this poetic justice, right? The beef between Shaq and Kobe. In the team with Kobe because Kobe was younger, he was up and coming star. Do you think in this scenario the Lakers could trade or cut LeBron for Luka if Luka and LeBron go at it head to head and he makes it public? Yeah. Trade or cut.
I mean, they're keeping Luka.
they're keeping Luka, so that means they're getting rid of Bron. And
LeBron's old.
And I don't think anybody gets rid of LeBron at the end of the day. So no, I don't see that happening.
No, I don't see it happening. But like, yeah, this isn't prime LeBron. If this is prime LeBron, then buy Luka, right? But
Yeah.
LeBron's, he's older. He's going to retire soon, so they would side with Luka because
they would side with Luka. I think they would side with Luka in the media, but they wouldn't cut or trade LeBron because it's still LeBron. They're not gonna deal with that PR.
What PR? The guy's 42.
Doesn't matter. It's literally fucking LeBron at the end of the day. They're gonna the amount of bad press they would get for it is
the only reason, in my opinion, like they wouldn't move off of LeBron. I mean, or they'll be okay with paying him is because they probably generate a shit ton of money on the tickets in the season tickets and shit because of LeBron. So
yeah,
because LeBron fanboys will spend all their fucking money, all the week's money on LeBron shit.
Adam Silver might fucking murder everybody in the Lakers front office if something happens between them.
Yeah. What about AR-15, RJCO, and Brandon? Who gives a fuck about Austin Reeves, bro? Who cares?
Oh, you know what? For some reason, I thought he was referring to Anthony Richardson. I was like,
that's how irrelevant. That's how fucking irrelevant. Hell, they had Anthony Richardson kind of probably hit a few more shots than fucking Austin Reeves. No one gives a fuck about Austin Reeves, bro. That's Josh. That's like you trading that's like you asking Brandon for the number 1 overall pick for Desmond Bane, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, I always thought that Celtics fans overhyped Austin Reeves. I felt like he was just a role player. They got like unnecessarily hyped.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
Brandon, you still there? I think Brandon cut out, but man, listen. At the end of the day, bro, who gives a fuck? Ain't nobody give a fuck. What's our thoughts? What's your thoughts on Austin Reeves, CEO?
Honestly, I mean, I for like the first year, I confused him for the other Reeves, the kid from the Doc's kid.
Yeah.
I confused him for a minute. Like Austin Reeves is like the only thing with Austin Reeves is that he gets hyped up by Lakers fans, but everybody outside the league is like, well, okay, what the fuck? I don't care.
Yeah. Speaking of that, CEO, I don't know if you heard the news. Popovich, Greg Popovich has retired. Well, he's moving up, but he's retiring as the coach for the Spurs. CEO, your thoughts on Popovich?
That's good. Popovich is he's a senior citizen.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, he's probably up there with Pat Riley, to be honest. So,
facts.
Listen, he should be somewhere in the office. I know they're not going to fire him or cut him because he's a legend in the Spurs organization or whatever the fuck, even though you can argue that he was carried. I find it okay. I do think that they need a new voice as the coach. I think he's just, I'm not saying he's out of touch because, older people can make good coaches, right? So I'm not saying, oh, you need a young coach, but it's just like, I feel like his method and philosophy as a coach is probably worn thin. They need something a bit more different philosophy.
I mean, shout out to Popovich, Hall of Famer. I mean, unfortunately, he couldn't stay for Wemby's prime, but I mean, probably for the best. His health was, I think he had like 2 strokes this year. So, I mean, he definitely needed to, step down. I mean, and shout out to Popovich, man. Salute to Pop. Josh Johnson's been all around league. I think he said he was a Spurs fan at one point, but listen. At the end of the day, I mean, hey, shout out to Pop. You know what I'm saying? Good. I mean, unlike fucking Pat Riley, he knows what to do. CEO.
Pop is fine. It's just at a certain point. First of all, if I'm 70 plus years old, I just don't. I don't know. I'm not them, so I'm not 70 years old, so I wouldn't know. But I feel like if I was 70, I would probably not want to deal with all this shit.
Yeah, facts.
Like, it's just better get an office job, sit in an air conditioned room, and let your assistant do all the fucking work. Like that's where you should be doing at that age.
I agree, 100%. Brian says Wi-Fi went out. We'll see if he'll come back or not. Damn, Damn, we can't even talk. Did you watch any boxing this weekend?
Yeah, I saw that Ryan Garcia got bitched by Raleigh, unfortunately, but it is what it is.
Yep. Haney's fight was boring. Crawford won, and Canelo won, and Canelo Crawford's finally confirmed, or at least for now, I'll say.
Listen, boxing is in a weird place, right? Because I'm not like Devin Haney stinks. All right, and what I mean by that, I don't think he stinks at boxing. It's just, he's not marketable in my opinion.
Fuck. He's absolutely boring. That fight was disgraceful.
But yeah, it was. It felt like two chickens running around the cage. It's just he's not marketable, right? So Ryan Garcia, you could have claimed he's marketable, but got bitched by Raleigh, unfortunately. And I just feel like boxing's in a place where it's like I'm not really hyped about anything with boxing right now.
No.
We don't have that. I mean, yeah, you could be like, okay, Canelo and Crawford's fine, but it's like they're both older, right?
That fight's not gonna be. I don't know what I don't believe that fucking fight's happening. That fight's kind of like GTA. It's like you don't even know what weight class they're doing.
Right.
Crawford just at 168. Canelo's at 180. It's like, what are we doing here, people?
Yeah, if I had assumed it's Crawford going up in weight, I highly doubt Canelo would cut. But listen, with boxing, I feel like it's in a position where it's kind of like, I like boxing. I like watching boxing matches, but it's just like I'm not excited for anybody right now.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, listen, it is what it is there. I mean, unfortunately, Brandon, are you coming back on or no? Josh Johnson said, well, Brandon said, fuck Canelo. He pissed me off last 2 months. I hope Bud pulls off a Max Holloway and beats the brakes off him. I'm not going to sit here and pick Crawford because Crawford hasn't looked that good, but it is a possibility. I mean, Canelo doesn't look that impressive himself.
Listen, I had Canelo winning that fight, but after the whole Jake Paul taking seriously bullshit, even though it was probably just a play, but still pissed me off.
The simple fact that you would be associated with it.
Yeah, the fact that he would even consider it, acknowledge it, right?
Yeah.
Pissed me off. So I hope they beat the brakes off that bitch. Yeah, I agree with him.
Oh, we got a bunch of Crawford fans in here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a mockery. You know what I'm saying, RJ?
Shoot, that's why I always pick Crawford. That's why I always
like we just had to see damn near 60-year-old Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, right? Which we managed to delude ourselves into getting hyped for that shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't use logic. We were just getting hyped for no fucking reason off that shit, and it was a disastrous shit. Now it's just, and then you have the goal to take this dumbass nigga Jake Paul seriously. Fuck that shit. We
got the biggest Jake Paul fan in here, Brandon.
I don't know about that. I apologize for people. I know you were sad that I left for momentarily. Wi-Fi, whatever. Listen, Canelo, like I said, he pissed me the fuck off the last 2 months. It's so annoying the way he mismanaged everything. He ended up, it was Bud and Canelo confirmed. Then it was not confirmed. There was him versus Jake Paul. Then it was back to Bud, and then he canceled that in favor of William Skull, which wasn't even a good fight. So this shit's so fucking ridiculous. And as far as boxing in general, I don't care about the topic of boxing because their marketing is top tier. Boxing's marketing is top tier. I think that's the problem. Like the UFC right now, they do not have boxing's marketing at all. The UFC marketing is just Dana White on a live stream, and that's starting to become a problem. But boxing, the product that we saw this weekend, the Times Square shit to me was weird because the ring looked good, but the venue was stupid in a sense. And Devin Haney, that fight sucked. Ryan Garcia, they put their chips into Ryan, and he got embarrassed. I've been
trying to tell y'all. Hold on, if y'all watched that fight, go ahead.
I want to just something real quick. But you think you thought? Do you think that because I'm actually shocked. You think that the UFC has shitty marketing?
Absolutely.
The reason I say that is because, I mean, just in the lifespan of the UFC, the fact that the UFC was once seen as a barbaric, shitty ass product that only clowns would enjoy, because that was the narrative a long time ago for cage fighting, and now it's seen as a legitimate sport, and you got celebrities and people going into seeing the UFC and normalizing it in mainstream media. I feel like Dana, maybe not as of recently, but I feel like overall in his career, he probably did a fantastic job with the marketing overall.
Well, no, yeah, for sure. Like all time, he's a great promoter and all that. But the last year change.
Oh, okay. So you're talking recently.
I'm talking like the last year and a half, 2 years.
All right.
Because you got to look at like, fuck the John Jones and Aspinall fight. Let's just say there's John Jones shit in general, for example. You rather sit John. I know they have a star problem in the sense that they're using John Jones because he's like their last big star or whatever. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. At the same time, you're like every time somebody asks you about an Islam Makhachev or a Tom Aspinall or Alex Pereira, the first thing you say is, "Oh well, he's not John Jones," but that's a stupid fucking way to do it. That is a stupid fucking way to.
I didn't know he was doing it. That's kind of like, come on, you're just taking a shit on him. You know why he says it?
Because you know what? You know why? Because Islam Makhachev and Alex Pereira have two of the greatest runs, like the greatest years, right? Or Ilia Topuria. Those three fighters had a great last 2 years. And all you could say is, well, John Jones should be pound for pound number one. Even though he only fought once and he pulled out because of injury, he should be pound for pound number one every fucking time. And that's why your marketing towards your fighters, building up your fighters as part of marketing is terrible. That plus the fact that they can't sell pay-per-views because not even first off because it's expensive as shit, but second because they just don't have the proper marketing for it. You used to have highlight tapes of like you remember back when Aldo and McGregor were fighting and they used to make like these movies that boxing used to do.
Yeah.
Like that's they haven't done that shit, and the last time they done anything like that was what? Brock Lesnar. And this thing's been fucking. The last time they did that was for Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar has been like an 8-time WWE champ since then. Like, come on, what are we talking about? The UFC's fucking marketing is trash. Like, at least the last 2 years.
Ever since McGregor left, there's been a pretty big hole in terms of like that next superstar.
The guy or superstars, yeah. I mean,
no, I get that, but when there's a will, there's a way. And as a company, you got to figure this shit out.
Well, hold on, Brennan. Can I throw this theory out there? Because you're the big UFC guy. And it'd be funny if I were to go back a year or two ago and say you'd be shit on UFC and kind of have more interest in boxing, you'd probably curse me the fuck out. But there's been a lot of rumors that Dana White, he's always came out and said this. I've seen this interview that his heart's into boxing. He loves boxing. And that there's been a lot of rumors that he's been trying to have a boxing promotion, stuff like that. So maybe the reason why the marketing, Dana White himself, is not doing well is because his focus is on something else.
That's actually a good point because he started that dumbass slap. What was it? The slap shit? The slap boxing?
Power slap.
Power slap. Yeah. That dumbass league. And ever since because he wants to branch out to different sports avenues. And so, you could be right. He's trying to. As a businessman, I guess he's trying to expand into different sports and become like
a mogul. I'm going to take it a step further because you're absolutely right. He has his hand in too many bags right now that got him distracted, whether it's power slap or it's boxing because he's doing this thing with Turkey Al-Aziz, all these things. WWE is a little different. He has to do the marketing because TKO. But you're right. This is why, because fuck boxing. Like, boxing's product right now, in the ring product, is not that good. There's some good fights. There's some good fighters, but as a whole, it's not that good. When the Saudis start doing this, when you start taking over for real, which Dana has his hand in as well, then we can talk about boxing making a big comeback. For right now, the product is better than the UFC, but the product in the UFC hasn't been that good either, for many different reasons. Constant pullouts, these trashy cards. Dana's not really involved in the matchmaking. Like, it's ridiculous. You got Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili again, when Sean O'Malley did nothing to deserve that fight. You got all these things that Dana's not focused on. And the reason to me is him and the rest of the UFC and TKO, they're trying to pull a Dallas Mavericks right now. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying, Dallas, the Mavericks want to leave Dallas or get what they want from Dallas in favor of Vegas. And that's what the UFC wants. They want to get out of ESPN. They don't want this ESPN shit to go on. They see that Netflix is paying boxing a lot of money. Why do you think he's so invested in boxing right now? They're paying the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, for example. Like, he wants that Netflix UFC deal. And that's the main reason I think UFC is going down this little hole right now, because it's not that good right now. They're going down a hole, and it's because ESPN touches whatever they touch dies. And Dana, TKO, Hunter, Shelby, all these dudes understand that ESPN is shit, and they're trying to make it to Netflix. Netflix is about to own everything. Yeah, that's my main reason.
Yeah, it's just when Endeavor acquired the company, it's just now it's part of like a host of other things like WWE. So that it's like it's not just Dana putting in, because Dana's whole goal as a businessman was make UFC as popular as possible, so he can sell it and get a shit ton of money, and he's already doing that. Yeah, they left him as like the head of the UFC, but it's like he's not like the final boss, right? So
and that's why he's not, and that's why right now he's not invested in it. When you see them move to Netflix, because it's gonna happen, I could put, I'm not a betting man anymore, but if I was, I'd put like everything on it that they're gonna move to Netflix. They're definitely 100% leaving ESPN. Like, I don't see that happening. ESPN is dead. It's dead. Yep. You pay, especially after what happened two pay-per-views ago. I don't know if you guys remember. You have to pay they raised it to $15 a month so that you can buy a $90 pay-per-view. Yeah, and the pay-per-view and the link didn't even work two pay-per-views ago. So he is done. The whole company is done, and that's why he wants to get back into the boxing circles, because Turkey and Dana both understand this Netflix shit is real. We saw it.
I don't know if you're saying this, but maybe I don't want to say Dana's going to give up on the UFC, but he sees the trajectory of what boxing's doing is like they're going to Netflix. The Saudi Arabians are about to take it, and Dana being a businessman, there's going to be a lot of money into that shit. So maybe that's why he's trying to get his hand back into boxing.
He's pump faking right now. He's pump faking. That's exactly what he's doing. They're trying to tank their stock. That way ESPN just doesn't care about UFC anymore. This ESPN UFC deal is bad. It's not good at all. And it's hurting business. It's just hurting so many different ways. This Netflix thing has to happen. Otherwise, the UFC is in serious trouble.
Now, hypothetically speaking, Brandon, say the UFC Netflix thing doesn't happen. Do you think Dana now would step down? But do you think if he could get his hands on a boxing company, right, and have success? Because I think Dana could get a lot of big name boxers. It's Dana fucking White at the end of the day. He can get his hands in a boxing company, especially with Saudi Arabia. Do you think he would leave or step down from UFC if he can't get this Netflix shit?
Yeah, I think so. And the reason why is because the last decade, I don't know if CEO realized, but the last decade, you start to see how Dana changed his tune as far as the UFC. He went from talking about, I'm never going to do this, I'm never going to do that, for many different things, and does it. He talked about the possibility of him UFC hasn't really become a real conversation until the last couple of years. He says, well, you never know what's going to happen. You never know how. He said before, no, I'm not focused on boxing or any of these things. But then this year, oh, well, you know what? Me and Turkey Al-Ashish, we're putting in together, and we're trying to, he's changing his tune on a lot of things. Like I said, I think this is a big pump fake. And it's ironic because how many UFC fighters like Henry Cejudo like faked retirement to try to get more money and didn't work. So this is kind of the same situation that he's gonna pump fake the fuck out of everybody, and if it doesn't work, it's gonna fail miserably. I think there's a real chance he leaves, and if he does, I think the UFC is in serious trouble.
There's a real chance. I was just throwing that out as a hypothetical.
No. I think there is a real chance. I don't think it's. If I have to bet on it, no, it's not going to happen. He's going to, everything's going to work out, but that's probably me more as a fan. There's a real chance he can maybe not completely step down completely, but he might have a figurehead in his place,
Like a Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban.
Because he's already doing it. Look at the press conferences. How many press conferences, CEO, you watch this more than he does probably. How many press conferences already have we seen that Dana's out there in a fucking boxing match somewhere else and John Anik is running the show?
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's not like already. He's not as hands on as he was previously. So it's not. It's one of those things where it's kind of like Dana's more of a like a mascot.
Absolutely.
and then he has other people running the show already. So, and that's what they're paying him for anyway. Because once he sold the company, Dana, I think, stopped caring about being so hands on. Because at the end of the day, it's the higher ups who make the final decisions on things. So
at the same time, Dana White still has some say because it's Dana fucking White at the end of the day. If they need advice, they're going straight to Dana. Hey, Dana, what do you think about this pay-per-view? I don't like this. You should change this and that. And then Hunter Campbell, Sean Shelby, and the rest of Endeavor and TKO, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, I agree with you. You know what? You've been this master promoter. Now, granted, if they say, nah, you're bugging, they'll change it regardless. But Dana's that type of dude that they will listen to.
Yeah, because no one in Endeavor really has any knowledge on UFC.
And you guys bring up a good point that live streaming is going to be the new way for pay-per-views. We see what boxing and UFC is trying to go into, or at least going to try to attempt to go on it. And I don't know if Brandon remembers this.
I know what
you guys know who Aiden Ross is, right?
Yeah,
the streamer on Kick. Kick is the opposite. Kick is the opposite of Twitch, where they'll allow you to curse and say whatever, right? That's why Aiden Ross is over there. That's probably why Soul Illuminati is about to go over there. Aiden Ross has started a boxing company where they at this point right now it's just a bunch of his friends boxing, but they have a lot of stars, like a lot of streamers, a lot of young, like Kai Cenat, fucking all these up and coming streamers going there. What if, and they have a promotion, and they Aiden Ross started this with Kick. Kick's a streaming site. What if Dana buys it from Aiden Ross and says, all right, we have an established thing here. It's live stream. Now I can actually get real boxers and start something here with Kick.
Yeah,
and I'm glad you mentioned this because I kind of figured you were gonna. No, hold on.
No, I don't see him buying Aiden Ross's bullshit boxing.
Why not?
Hold on. I'm gonna take it a step forward for you. I'm gonna take it a step forward because what is Dana? Do you know what streaming site Dana's big on right now because of Power Slap?
What?
Rumble, which is Kick's competitor at the moment. There's something there. Maybe he won't outright buy Kick, but there's definitely going to be a deal here. And this is why I'm glad you mentioned this. So I've kind of figured you were going to mention it. But hear me out for 2 seconds because I already said like all these things that they're pulling a Mavericks. I'm going to take it a step further with pulling a Mavericks. You got to understand that a lot of Dana's decision making has been a brand risk. This part is not political. This part's not political, so just hear me out before anybody says anything. There's a reason why they're so adamant on like showing off the president every time he's there, because Donald Trump is a brand risk, especially for ESPN. That's why Dana is so invested in Power Slap and he's so invested in Rumble, because Rumble is supposed to be this, free speech, all this extra whatever, conservative, whatever. Then Kick is the same thing that you just said, RJ, right now. You can cuss, you can do whatever you want, whatever. That's why Dana is so heavily invested in Rumble, and there's a potential that he'd be invested in Kick and Kick's boxing, and the fact that, having this brand risk to get out of the ESPN deal. I think all of this is like a big-ass spider web that's it connects back to Netflix one way or another.
And also, Aiden Ross is best friends with Dana White, so...
Who also, by the way, Aiden Ross had the present. These again, it's not political. It's just putting a connection.
This is why I say you're an intelligent robot. You can't think outside the box.
No, it's just if Dana. No, I'm not saying that your live stream idea was incorrect. I'm just saying I don't see him buying Aiden Ross's bullshit boxing promotion. That's what
it's not going to cost him that much. It's good. That's
he can do it. He doesn't need to buy it. He can just start his own boxing promotion. Like he doesn't.
No. See, it's coming down to. Hold on, time out. Wasn't the UFC around before Dana? And he bought that shit.
Well, hold on. I think CEO's right in the sense that he doesn't need to buy. He doesn't need to buy shit. But we also do know Dana, when Dana had ownership and all that stuff, Dana and all these dudes, they outright bought other MMA promotions. They just bought they just bought Bellator. Well, no, I'm sorry, not Bellator. No, they bought Pride back in the day, and they bought there was another one. Shit. I don't know if you remember CEO, but they bought promotions in the past, and they're buying every free agent they can from Bellator and the PFL. So,
right, but they're buying legitimate promotions. They're not.
No, of course. Maybe they won't.
But at the same time, if Dana buys this product, you're telling me boxers wouldn't go over there? Big name boxers?
No, but he could start his own a boxing promotion and attract big boxers. He doesn't need to buy Aiden Ross.
But at the end of the day, if you buy it from Aiden Ross, you already have now you have to negotiate and do all this other shit. When you can just buy it off Aiden Ross, you got the live stream right there.
I think what he would buy from Aiden Ross would be maybe not so much the name, but the prospect of having that marketing that he would provide. You know, that these dudes on Kick and everything. He's buying the marketing, not the actual promotion itself.
I mean, yeah, he should probably hire Aiden Ross as fucking promoter, maybe. But
I mean, all you have to do is say, "Hey, we're paying these guys. We're changing the name and promotion. We're going to combine it to." It's kind of like the XFL and the USFL just did last year. They're the UFL.
Yeah.
So
I feel like in that space, in the combat space, like Dana has way more obviously leverage than someone like fucking Aiden Ross.
You guys, because you're looking at Aiden Ross. What I'm trying to say is that Aiden Ross's thing is like, let's be for real. If he can buy it off of Aiden Ross for $20 million, that's a steal. And not only do you get Kick in the live stream,
who's on this Aiden Ross roster again?
No one. He can start it from scratch right there.
Why the fuck would he buy it?
Because it's already established. You don't have to do anything.
It doesn't take a lot to establish the league. Like if Aiden Ross,
no, CEO, you're not seeing. You have to negotiate a contract with Kick and stuff like that. If you already have the contract with Kick and you actually start doing good, this is actually a good thing. Now you have to sit down, you have to hire brand new people and stuff like that. But if you already have it established, what's the fucking point?
Hey, RJ,
he could get a better deal with Kick than fucking Aiden Ross can.
RJ, you got a friend in the comments, RJ.
Yeah, RJ, I know. Listen, but at the end of the day, it's like, and plus, Aiden Ross is more cool with fucking Kick than Dana White is. If Aiden Ross like, hey, this guy's legit, whatever, that's more in there.
Listen, we're gonna see, in my opinion, like I think both of you guys are right, but there's one thing that you're gonna see is a lot of merger. You're gonna see a lot of merging. You're gonna see whatever Dana's entire connections of boxing, because Dana could put CEO's right. Dana could pull a fucking promotion out of his ass tomorrow and it works out. Yeah, he doesn't need Aiden Ross's promotion. But that marketing, and you're also right, RJ, because he has connections with Kick. So we might see a Kick Rumble merger, which will merge all that, and then you have a deal between that said merger with Netflix, because I still think Netflix plays a part in this. They're the key. They're the sugar daddy to all this. That's exactly what they are. This is a big merger that's gonna happen, and I wanna. As a fan, I want to say that this would be a big hit to ESPN, but honestly, I don't really believe that either. I think ESPN will find something new to milk. But this is going to be great for combat sports in general. We're talking boxing and MMA. We're dealing with the pain right now. That's exactly what we're dealing with the pain right now in hopes that something happens better. The only problem is if this fails, this is going to be very, very bad, especially for the UFC. Because then Dana,
because you thought UFC was gonna have a big year this year, and you're not really.
I think they can still have a big year, just not in the way that I'm thinking. Maybe they won't have a big year with their product, but they'll have a big year promotional wise, as in this Netflix stuff and all. It's gonna take. We're gonna see something this year because the contract's up. The ESPN contract is up. It's just I think there's gonna be a big year. It just might not be the way I thought.
Now, what would be your thoughts if they re-sign with ESPN?
I think that would be a huge mistake. I mean, I'm not a businessman at the end of the day, so whatever they do, they reap what they sow. But I feel like that's a huge mistake because absolutely nobody who watches. First off, they're losing everything to streaming. They're losing their revenue to streaming. So why not make it more accessible in a way? Netflix, Rumble, Kick, whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah, and by the way, I feel like Kick, like Aiden Ross, like he's popular at Kick, but I feel like Dana would have way more leverage with Kick than someone like Aiden Ross, only off the simple fact that Dana doesn't need Kick, right? And also like the amount of influence he has in that realm. I feel like Kick would be way more open and to do something seriously with him. If
you guys are missing the point. Like I understand Dana could do what he could open his own business with Kick or at the same time. But if there's something established there, why not just take it? Especially since you're already cool with Aiden Ross. Like, what's the point?
Because first of all, the contract and whatever contract Aiden has with Kick or his promotion, and maybe it's not favorable to Dana White because Dana White moves way differently than someone that.
But at the end of the day, Kick can be like, well, Dana, you're starting your own company. You're starting your own company. We don't fucking know. We're gonna give you a lesser contract because we don't fucking know. We're putting your product into you. We don't fucking know. UFC's been for the last couple of years.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because
we're talking about boxing, not UFC boxing. If he's starting his own, he has no proof of running a successful boxing company.
Dana has a lot of pull. That's what I'm saying. It's like
I think Dana in the boxing world has a lot more credit than you think because that's how this whole thing started. It started with he was an agent, so he knows the boxing world. They'll give him more credit than you think, but the whole I think the MMA part and Netflix, that is its own thing, and boxing and Rumble and Kick will all be another thing, and somehow, some way, that's all gonna merge because it still revolves around Dana White. But to go back to what you said earlier, if it doesn't work out, we're in danger of losing a lot of prominent names in the combat sports world. Like, if Dana doesn't get this, I think it revolves first with Netflix. It has to start with that. You have to secure the bag with the UFC first before you start to try to branch your other stuff. You know, you can't build your side hustle without making sure your business is secured.
Also, I want to make this guy. I didn't think about this either. Now, this is me taking a risk. I don't think this Dana White and Jake Paul beef is real. After I seen Jake Paul hanging out with Conor, even though he shit on Conor for years, I don't think it's real at all. Guess who has good connections with Jake Paul? Aiden Ross. Guess what Jake Paul is doing? He's literally recruiting some of the best boxers around the world at 16 to 17 years old. You're telling me not only do you get Jake Paul and his agency with Kick, and you get some of the best boxers in the world if you buy this shit from Aiden Ross instead of going. Now, I'm not saying
Dana doesn't need Jake Paul to acquire talent.
Oh my gosh, bro, you're gonna get some of the best boxers. You're gonna get some of the best boxers in the world.
Yeah, he could do it.
You guys are just assuming Dana White doesn't need anything. Like, Dana White needs something.
Because you're talking about a YouTube boxer, and you're talking about in the business world, a relatively small fish in Aiden Ross. In the business world, that's what they are.
Okay, but UFC wasn't shit until Dana got there. He took a risk on that. Like, you're acting
Dana
like
White
shit.
Dana White's almost. If I had to guess, he's almost a billionaire. Okay.
I feel like right now. Let's put it in perspective. I feel like right now we're going into circles because, like, I think both of you are correct in this case. It's just where you guys aren't seeing the potential of it like merging and all together. You know, I know what CEO is saying. He's right. Dana could do this shit by himself. He can. He absolutely can. But RG's also talking about the convenience of it, that everything's already there for him to take, which is true. Like, you look at I think the Paul and Dana stuff, not that I don't think it's fake, but it's overblown. It's not as big as anybody thinks. And there's a lot of connections now with, especially the fact that TKO owns like the WWE, for example, right? That works with Jake Paul's brother. So that's a connection there. There's a lot of different connections here that Dana can take advantage of, and more than likely will take an advantage of, even if he doesn't need to. But like I said, he secures the bag. Because remember, Dana's a very big. If Dana goes, because again, I keep going back to this, there's a very big chance he can be done with this completely. And if that happens, you lose a lot of big names. You lose.
Now, Brendan, I have a question, right? So say like he does this boxing thing in whatever way, right? Say he buys Aiden Ross's thing, or he does it on his own, right? You can't. How can I put it? You can't have your things in too many different pots, right? So if he's going full on to this boxing thing, what does that do for the UFC? Because he can't be at two promotions at the same time. And if this is something brand new he's going to start, he's going to have more interest in that than doing UFC. So
I think Dana has to stop. You know, he needs to take his there's a metaphor for it. He can't have his hands in both pockets right now. He needs to stick to one. And I think the best thing to do is get this shit done with UFC and Netflix. Get it done, because once you secure that contract, the rest fall in place. You could promote whoever you want. John Anik, he does not need to be on commentary. John Anik shows that he could run these events and promote the events fine. John Anik maybe has the potential to be a better promoter than Dana, but that's a conversation for another day. Or not even Anik. You have many different ways to promote this. But if you don't secure this shit, because I keep trying to finish this point, if you don't secure this shit, you lose a lot of people. You lose Dana White, you lose Hunter Campbell, you lose Joe Rogan, you lose John Anik, you lose Bruce Buffer, you lose so many different guys if this shit doesn't work out, which will effectively kill the UFC a little bit. Because I think it's one of those things that can, eventually recover. But saying that they get this deal done, now you can promote whoever the fuck you want to be a promoter at that point, and you can you can do your boxing, because at that point the UFC is secure. It's under Netflix. Even if the product doesn't improve anytime recent, it doesn't matter because it's secure. You turn on Netflix and that's the first thing you see. Right now, it's working for Monday Night Raw. So looking at these things, I think once you get that secure, go to boxing. But go to boxing fully. Don't show up to UFC unless you're showing up for an event. Unless you're showing up and like the president's by your side or whatever the fuck, do not show up for UFC. You don't have to go to any press conferences, none of these things. Keep your hands out of it. Focus on boxing.
I mean, Netflix, definitely Netflix. I could also see Amazon possibly. It is definitely probably.
I didn't think about Amazon either.
Like, I mean, if he's exploring a deal, like I would assume like Amazon will at least want to talk with him. So
I think there's a marketing thing, even though they're different realms of sports. I think there's a marketing competition between like the NFL, for example. Like Amazon, it's not as big as a possibility, but it's still Amazon at the end of the day.
Speaking of that, I want to. What's up, Kaiju? Kaiju says the NFL WWE product is shit. Meanwhile, he watches it still. That's beside the point. I know this has nothing to do with sports, but I just want to make this clear. I told you motherfuckers for years, GTA 6 is never coming out.
Nigga,
do you guys believe me now? Do you believe me now?
First of all, I was on that boat as well. All right, that's one.
Well, you weren't on it before I was. That's all I know. And
second of all, I said from the beginning I'm not playing GTA 6 because I'm pissed that it took 13 plus years to get the game. Well, we get most sequels in like 4 years max.
Listen. Netflix is gonna buy Rockstar. No, I'm playing. Not for nothing. Not for nothing. You can play GTA 3 on Netflix. That's crazy.
Listen, bro. I've been saying this, bro. Y'all need to fucking. It's never coming out, and I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be dog shit. How are you gonna top GTA 5? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do in this game? Oh, you get to play as a female who's a drug dealer. Great. Who gives a shit?
Oh, no.
Not for nothing.
This is what you're paying $80 for. You're paying.
No. It's not. It's like $150.
Oh, okay. Well, what you're paying $100 for, or depending on the edition, I'm assuming, what you're paying money for is updated graphics, a reskin, and a different storyline. Okay, that's what you're paying.
Not for nothing. GTA 6 might not even beat GTA 4.
That's a fact. Me and Brandon were having a fun time killing motherfuckers on GTA 4. Bro, this GTA shit needs to die. I told you I wasn't coming out this year. And look, they fucking post up. It's coming out. When I saw it was coming out May 26th, and I looked at the date, I started fucking laughing my ass off. Like, why do people believe it's coming out? It's never coming out. Bro, it's been 14 years. I was in middle school when GTA 5 came out. I'm a grown-ass man that's 25 now.
Listen. I think, fuck. The only problem, I want to shit on, this and all that, but, like, I kind of hope that Rockstar gets their shit together, because Rockstar has been proven to be a good company with these games. The GTA, Red Dead, all these games that they definitely.
No. Red Dead is a fucking great game.
They knocked it out. They knocked it out the park. So it's like
that's why after I played Red Dead 2, I was like, oh, okay, I became a fan of Rockstar, right? Because of that. Because I was like, oh god, Red Dead was such a fucking good game. GTA series is pretty good. But then I'm just like, okay, it's not that they can't come out with the GTA 6 earlier. It's just that these fuckers are either milking something I mean, they already milked GTA 5 to death. All right, there's nothing else to milk. It's dry. It's a carcass. But I mean, what's the point of prolonging it so long? I mean, is there?
Because it's not real. It's like Area 51. It's not real. Nigga, it don't take 14 years to make a fucking
No,
game.
it doesn't.
And then not only that, you're saying it's gonna be the base worth. It's going to be $100. That's
Bro.
the lowest you can
Like,
get.
you know what? Give them benefit of the doubt. Let's not say 14.
Nigga, what?
Hold on. Let me finish my point. And let's not say it's 14 years. Let's say 2018. Let's say it's 7 years because Red Dead came out 2018. So
Right.
there's also that. But the thing is with Rockstar, I think you're right. It probably isn't real. Like the game itself is probably like made, but they're apprehensive of finishing it because it's been so long already. No matter what they put out is going to be trash because of how long they waited.
I mean, realistically, we should be on GTA 8.
But time out. You want to know? Time out. Y'all want to talk about business, right? Y'all want to talk about business. GTA 5 came out what? 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
They should have released it back in 2020 during the pandemic, when everybody was at home doing nothing. That's the realistic time you should have done it. You're gonna wait until 2020, bro. College football was gone for a decade. We're getting 2 college football games before it.
Or 3 by the time they do it.
No, because it's coming out May. Allegedly, it's coming out May.
They'll delay it one more. They'll delay it one more time if it's real. They'll delay it one more time. We'll get 3 games.
They're gonna delay to September 20. Bro, I've been trying to tell y'all for years. It's not fucking real.
They're gonna be like, listen, we're waiting for the PlayStation 6 to drop.
That's also that was also the other thing I want to say. They
So well, hold on, time out. You guys just proved my point. The PlayStation 6, I saw reported PlayStation 6 and the new Xbox is coming out in 2027. That's 2 years from now.
Yeah.
They're going to delay it another year. So they made it official. May 26, 2026.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, you know what? We'll wait for the new console and then drop it there. So that's another fucking year, bro.
That's crazy. They GTA 5 came out for PS3 and now it's fucking coming out for PS6. GTA 6.
And then their excuse is gonna be, well, we had to move it to the new system. We need another year to fucking update. Bro, I'm trying to. It's not.
Well, my theory is, I mean, they haven't been working on the game for 13 plus years. So that's bullshit. They probably started development in like 2020.
Well, that's also with Call of Duty. Like you look at, I think this is a little bit of a pivot, but look at Activision, how they lose devs, they fire devs, they get new devs, they make a whole new part of a whole new sector. They get bought by Microsoft. They do all these things. This is the same case that Activision and all these things are going through right now. Besides the fact that Call of Duty fucking has a new game every year, I think. Because what they're doing, Call of Duty is a reskin, is 100% a reskin ever since 2019, every year for every game. And I think right now Rockstar is doing the exact same thing without actually dropping the game. And they every time, instead of dropping reskins, they drop DLC, more DLC. Hey, now you can have a flying car. Hey, now you can go to fucking space. Now you do all these shit in GTA. And you have another fucking mission. Here's this, here's that. And the problem is they're able to milk this shit so much because the people who are saying, oh yeah, GTA 6, they're playing GTA 5 and they're paying Rockstar a hell of a lot of money for this false hope.
Right, but you can say that about any game, though.
What happened?
You can say that about any game. I mean, people pay a shit ton of money for 2K and Madden.
The thing is, this GTA shit it's been polarizing for so many years, and it's probably the most polarizing topic in the gaming ever.
Well, I mean, but you're gonna. I rather release the game, and you can still have the servers up for GTA 5 because not everybody's gonna get it. People will still play GTA 5, just like how people still play 2K24, 2K23. That's why 2K keeps their servers up. But you're gonna alienize the fan base so much that when it drops, people. I won't say people won't buy it, but people are gonna be like, "Fuck this shit! I don't want this shit no more." Like,
I think we're way past that point because people were saying that for probably 5 years now already. So we're way past that point.
It's like you're gonna keep delaying it. It's like, what sense? Let's just say the new consoles come out in 2027. So you're gonna come out with a brand new game for an old console? And that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
So what do you think? So what's the end game here?
I'm gonna keep.
Bro,
We might go. I'm gonna keep it real. I think it might not come out until 2030. I said it. I said it right there.
I'm waiting for Red Dead 3, right? Because at this point, I like Red Dead more than fucking GTA, right?
If that happens, it doesn't matter how good of a game Red Dead 3 is. Rockstar is gonna lose a ton of money.
Rockstar says they do plan to release Red Dead 3, but the game is expected to launch in like 2020, in like 2030. Fucking shit.
So that's probably when GTA is gonna come out. I'm still waiting for Bully 2. I'm still waiting for Bully 2, nigga.
And I looked up the reason that it's taking so long. I want to hear the reason at least the company says it's taking so long.
What's the reason?
It says they claim that part of the reason for this delay is to purposely avoid the kinds of brutal crunch in races to the finish line that the studio has suffered before. So basically, they don't want timelines and they want to do everything at their own pace.
Okay, so they're just being lazy.
Lazy, right? Exactly.
That is beyond.
Or they don't have devs. That's the only other fucking explanation. They don't. The reason they can't do this is because they don't have devs. That's like the only explanation. It takes two. No matter how lazy you are, they could have brought something up.
And can I also say this too, just about? And I like GTA. GTA as a video game and a series is vastly overrated. I'm sorry, it's just overrated to me. Like I didn't grow up playing GTA. Granted, my mom didn't let me, but even like when I grew up and played GTA, I mean, I like GTA 4. GTA 5 is okay. Vice City is okay. Like they're not iconic games to me. I think GTA as a whole, I think Red Dead, I think Bully are way better fucking series.
You have to understand the shift in like the culture GTA was as far as gaming. That's really why GTA is as big as it always will be.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying for me personally, it's just vastly overrated.
No, you're right. I'm just saying that no matter how overrated it can be, the shift that it brought in the culture is what is keeping it alive. But I want to go back to the point that Rockstar. I'm keep thinking about this.
Max Payne? Was it Max Payne? I love Max Payne more than fucking GTA.
I don't know what's up with Rockstar right now. The only thing I can think of is either they're lazy or don't have devs, and I just don't get it.
They're owned by the same company that owns 2K.
Speaking of 2K Mafia.
Maybe they're pulling a Dana White and their hands are in too many fucking tables too many poker tables right now.
I know. Listen, if they probably listen, it probably works like this. So you got the parent company, then you got the studios, and the parent company lets the studios run it how they want. But if Rockstar, if this is their plan, I mean, to like release games every fucking decade plus, they might need to fire meta management and just hire new people.
You know what it could be too? Because they're owned by an owner, by have an owner who has an owner who has an owner. Your boss has a boss has a boss. That type of thing. When they saw they could milk GTA 5 the way they did, all their money went into every other project they could think of, and everybody's pockets who can milk it as much as they can. And maybe the studio itself just doesn't have the money. That could really be it. The studio does not have the funding to make this game.
I mean, at that point, you might as well make fucking GTA like a fucking Fortnite, where it's just like a game, and then you just fucking patch it and then fucking put skins and shit.
It's funny, right? We're talking about the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? The GOAT of all games. I think Brandon is on my side about that.
Fortnite's like the Patrick Mahomes. He can be the GOAT. We're not there yet.
Listen, the Star Wars theme that they have on now is fucking crazy. I'm about to be playing that all day tomorrow.
So who you're playing is Luke Skywalker?
Absolutely. I have a Luke Skywalker skin and a Lando skin.
Obi-Wan Kenobi killing a fucking
high. Yeah, but when that shit drops, I'm getting that too. Anakin, I'm getting all of them. I got the Darth Vader skin, the whole nine, bro.
I just want to point out, this is the most.
You're sitting here waiting for GTA 6 while I'm having fun.
No, I'm not playing GTA 6. I told you I'm done with it.
It's crazy because Fortnite might have revived fucking Star Wars by doing that, because Star Wars is dead because fucking
Disney's trash. That's why it's dead.
That's because of how bad. Look, you know what? We're getting I
I've
want
been
to say
trying to tell you Fortnite's the GOAT. I've been trying to tell you that for you.
I want to say all of this is good news because this all somehow fucking relates back to Disney, and we might really see the death of Disney, and I'm here for it. Oh my god, that'll make me so fucking
I
happy.
hate Disney. Everything about Disney. They killed Lucasfilms. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but when they acquired Lucasfilms, they killed it.
Star Wars.
They killed
ESPN.
ESPN. They killed what's it called? They when they acquired Pixar, they fucking killed Pixar. Everything they acquire, they kill. I hate Disney. Fox. I hate Disney. Everything about Disney, I hate. Fuck.
Well, and I'm not the biggest Disney guy myself either, but I hope you guys know Disney runs everything, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm just letting you guys know that.
I think what it is with Disney right now, even if they run everything, they have other fish. There's always a bigger fish, and we have to see what happens with Amazon. And I also think one of two things is gonna happen because I keep going back to Netflix and Disney. Either fucking one of them is gonna own the other one. We just don't know who's who yet. And Amazon might
Disney's gonna take over Netflix.
Maybe depending how this whole combat sports things happens, maybe not. But I will say, no matter who owns who at the end of the day, Disney or Netflix, Amazon's gonna end up owning both. So it's really matter. And now
Amazon's not doing nothing. Stop it.
Amazon will 100% own everything. They'll even own fucking
Jeff Bezos ain't doing shit. Stop it.
Bro, they already have their hands in the NFL, the biggest marketing in fucking in ever. Really.
Well, that don't mean that, so does Disney. What are you talking about?
And by the way, to answer somebody's
Amazon has more money.
Oh, when did this deal happen? But between Amazon and the NFL, it happened recently, right?
Exactly. Yeah, 2 years ago.
Okay, the NFL. Okay, the Disney's had their hand in the NFL for years. Prime example: Monday Night Football, ESPN.
Amazon's gonna win. Amazon will win that.
Well, I just want to point out, if we're talking about money, then Amazon has more money than Disney.
Exactly. Amazon will win that. Amazon
Disney?
Amazon has way more money than
Disney. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. The money they have.
Than Disney.
Yes.
I mean, Amazon makes trillions of dollars. Amazon is ridiculous.
Disney doesn't make trillions of dollars?
No, I understand Walt Disney's huge, but you gotta understand Amazon is the whole fucking economy. Like Amazon's money is like
no. Disney runs Hollywood.
I understand, but when we're talking money, Amazon smokes them.
This is not about money. It's about who runs who. Who do you know? And Disney knows a lot more people than Jeff Bezos.
Of course, it comes back down to money because how do these people run other people?
Yeah, I mean, Amazon.
No, it's about who do you know? Okay, and Disney probably knows the people who run Jeff Bezos.
We're gonna end up getting everything that's happening right now in the media and all these things is just Amazon versus Disney. That's really what it is.
And I'm telling y'all right now, Disney will win. You guys will see.
I don't think so, man. I mean, shit, it would have shocked me 100% no. But I think Amazon takes this.
I mean, Disney's not even bigger than Apple. I mean, they're not even bigger than fucking.
You guys are looking at it from a money perspective. It's about who do you did. Hold on, I'm gonna put
money buys. Wait, you don't think Amazon? You don't think Jeff Bezos has Donald Trump's personal number? Like, come on.
That doesn't mean shit. Walt Disney was here before Donald Trump and fucking Jeff Bezos. They were here before they invented Hollywood. Like,
that's cool.
That's not like, bro, you guys, it's not about, I could, okay, fine. They have more money, but it's about who you know. It's about the foundation. I'm sorry.
Besides Hollywood, Disney owns Hollywood, sure. Amazon literally owns countries.
That's cool. That doesn't mean anything. And probably those countries are cool with Disney. Like that's the point I'm trying to make you guys realize.
Listen. Both this fight won't end for a very long time before these two big entities because politicians, everybody's making money off of it. But this is a fight where I think Amazon definitely can take at least the media part of it. Amazon could definitely take. We're talking with sports. That's going to Amazon. That is going to Amazon.
Yeah,
let's bring it back to sports. We're supposed to be a sports podcast, right? This Amazon will own sports. Disney can own everything else they want. Amazon will own sports.
But time out, doesn't Disney own Fox? So they own the NFL technically.
Fox is dying. ESPN is dead. So what
I get it. Oh, time out. So you said is Hulu streaming, right?
Hulu is streaming, yes.
Hulu has football.
Depending what they have football, sure. They have sports as well, but I mean Hulu's like the only thing out of Disney that's really not dying, and that's debatable depending who you ask.
Yeah, I don't watch it, but at the same time, listen.
I have Hulu. I have
Disney,
Hulu, but that's different.
It's not about who you guys have to realize. Money is important, yes, but it's about who you know and what power that you have. And
Well,
Disney,
I have a question though. If you have all the money, does that
I
make
disagree with that. I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
you
I
don't
disagree.
think having all the money makes you more powerful?
No, I don't.
Well, you can't hold power if you have nothing to gain.
If you have connections, you can have any power.
What are those connections getting out of it if Disney doesn't have the money?
Disney does have the money. That's the thing. Like that's the thing. Oh, time out. If Disney's cool with the federal bank who controls the money, who really has the power?
Amazon also has.
Wouldn't Amazon also be cool with them?
Yeah.
Who was here? Okay, who was cool more? Who was here first? Amazon and Jeff Bezos or Disney?
I mean, sure, Disney, but that doesn't make a difference when Amazon is quite literally the bigger, like when we're talking money, is Amazon.
I'm trying to think of an example I can give you guys.
Disney's good in acting in theme parks, so that doesn't necessarily make it.
You also have to remember if Amazon shuts down.
You know why? Disney is about culture. They're trying to change the culture. You change the culture through Disney. We see what's going. Hold on, Bernie. You're an advocate of this, right? Of what you don't like what's going on in school with that. Guess who the biggest? And it's an agenda. Guess who's the biggest push of that? Disney.
But it's they're also losing grasp of that power currently. It's not really working at the moment. It could change, but it's not working at the moment.
Trust me, it will work eventually.
Maybe you might be right.
Nothing's changed. It's still going on.
I think they lost a little bit of their grasp. I mean, like I said, it could be just a phase.
Next month, we'll see if they lose. We know what next month is. We'll see how big of a grasp that they have that on.
That's a good metric.
And also don't forget that Jeff Bezos and Amazon's in bed with China too. So
you don't think Disney's in bed with China?
But Jeff Bezos is closer with China.
You guys
no, actually, yeah, he's right.
You guys don't know shit about history.
Hold on, no. Right at the currently, history short, but currently, Amazon's more in bed than China than Disney because of how closed in, how boxed in China is currently.
This is poetic justice, right? Remember a few years ago, 2017, 2018, people said UFC will take over boxing. Now, is that a possibility? Still, yes. But look what happened right now. Look what happened. Look what happened right now. Boxing has been established way before mixed martial arts. And still at top, at least for right now, boxing is still on top of UFC. It's the same thing with Disney and Amazon. It's literally the same thing with Disney.
Well, once Amazon has control of Netflix and boxing and all this shit, it really won't matter.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I'm saying fucking Disney will take over Amazon. I'm telling you guys that right now.
Oh, so you're telling me?
I just want to point out the stupid. Sorry, go ahead.
Wait, I'm sorry. You're telling me a company because Amazon is like 3 times bigger than Disney financially, right? So you're telling me a company that's like 3 times bigger than Disney financially will get overtaken by Disney?
Well, you keep talking about finances, and I don't understand. You guys are not seeing the big picture. Is that Disney's cool with the federal bank? The federal bank runs the money. And if the federal bank's like, we want you to put more Disney shit into your product. You think Jeff Bezos is going to say no?
Okay. At the same time, you're also forgetting that Amazon also is in bed with the federal bank. They can push whatever they want as well. They don't have to succumb to the Disney stuff. They can compete. That's how life works. Competition.
Compete for what?
Compete for that favor that at the end of the day they want the control, right? They don't have to succumb to what Disney or what if you said that federal banks tell them, oh, you have to put more Disney shit. They don't have to because they can still outbid Disney in anything.
Yeah, because not only
so you know what the federal bank will be? Okay, Jeff Bezos, your money's gone and your scales.
Wait, hold on. But not only is Amazon 3 times richer, but they also have Chinese money.
And also the federal bank, the federal bank will not do that because the federal bank, because Amazon, let's just talk about Amazon.com. Let's fuck everything else. Amazon.com shuts down for 5 minutes. The economy collapses. You do know that, right? That's how much money runs through Amazon.
Hold on, tell me. You do realize the federal bank is, in case has taken out presidents, has taken out prime senators who made them a shit.
They could take out Jeff Bezos, but they can't take out his money. There's a big difference. That's just.
Who do you think runs his money?
I mean, this is we're talking Disney. We're talking Disney versus Amazon, and like I said, Amazon will have that control over Disney. And also, I just want to go back to this question real quick because
hold on, time out. The federal bank is with Disney doing this agenda shit. Amazon, to my knowledge, really doesn't do any agenda shit. So I think they will give the favor over Disney, especially the Compass that they've been around longer. So they know they can control Disney. It's about control. They can't even hold on, time out. What you said. What if the federal bank can control? Okay, we can take out Disney or we can take out Amazon. Who do we have more control over? We're gonna go with the fucking company that we have more control over. Simple.
I don't know, man. In this case,
why wouldn't they have more control over Amazon?
Because Amazon's new. They have more control over Disney because they've been around longer. And,
so
Amazon,
the federal bank is part of the U.S., right?
It's the banks and brand. Go ahead.
No. You said like the federal banks are part of the U.S., right?
All right, go ahead.
Wouldn't considering that Amazon makes money internationally, wouldn't that impact them less, or give a rat's ass what the federal bank thinks?
Yes or no?
Because you got Chinese money, they got Chinese money, right? They operate in all these fucking Asian countries and only China, right? So my thing is, if they wanted to, they don't really need American money.
Who?
Amazon.
Good luck with that. You see how the NBA is going? Good luck with that.
I mean,
I also want to put it. I also want to put another thing out there because not to get too political, but like we got this TikTok shit between like China and US, which one way or another they're both gonna have ownership. I think they're both gonna have ownership over it. And if US is part of, then let's say they own 50% of it, I would think. I mean, who you think would have more power over that 50% of TikTok, the media? Would it be Disney or would it be Amazon? They're both two companies in the race there.
Bro, I mean, it's just like
I feel like it'd be Amazon because you have the TikTok shot.
I understand when you have like two big companies with equal or similar net worths. It's like Amazon's like literally like 5 times bigger than Disney. So it's my thing is like,
this is not about, you guys are right. It's bigger, but it's about controlling who you've known longer. Like you see, I'll give you an example, right? The manager at your job or the supervisor at your job probably has more control over that one employee. But if that one employee is cool with the owner, he could probably get that supervisor fired more than the employee, even though the supervisor makes more money and probably is better than an employee. If he knows that employee way more longer and has a personal connection with him too, I should say.
I think at the end of the day, it's what brings you more money to the table. So they're gonna side with whatever brings more money. And I just think that's Amazon. Like I said,
money's important, yes, but at the same time, it's not about money. It's more about agenda. Hold on, time out. Speaking of Disney, I'm pretty sure Disney cares about money. If they cared about money, they would stop doing this agenda bullshit. Hold on. Not to take it away from Disney and Amazon, right? The WNBA, they had a chance to make money. They won't do it because they're trying to push an agenda. It's about agenda, people, not money.
I mean, yes, Disney's trying to push an agenda, but it's like, I feel like, I mean, you could say the same thing about Amazon with their fucking subscription services and the shows they have, right? I mean, it's like.
Well, I'm talking about agenda.
Also, until let's look at Disney and agenda. How much money is too much money, like losing wise? How much is too much until they say fuck it, we can't keep losing because they're losing a lot of money. Like
they've been losing a lot of money for the last. It's not about. Well, talking about. You know why they can lose money? Because guess who they're friends with? People that run the money, so they're never going to run out of money, and that's where the connection is. I think the federal bank wants this agenda pushed. Now, granted, maybe Amazon wants the agenda pushed too. But at the same time, we know for a fact Disney's.
I mean, for all we know, they're playing. They're on the same fucking side. They're acting like they're contrarians. Like
my only problem is like the federal.
You can't think outside the box. That's your problem.
I mean, just tell them like it's just the federal bank. It's not the federal bank's job. Isn't really like to push narratives.
Oh, question. Let me ask you guys a question. Who do you guys think have more money, Elon Musk or Donald Trump?
Who has more money?
Yes, Elon Musk or Donald Trump.
Elon, obviously.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is a bitch for Donald Trump. I'm letting you know right now. He is a bitch for this dude. Elon Musk cucks out for Donald Trump for that. Why? For what? For what?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, he probably wants, he probably wants more business friendly
Contracts.
legislation passed so he can make more money off of the bullshit taxes. That's probably one. And second of all, if he probably wouldn't be cucking out for him if he could be president, but he can't because he's a foreigner. So.
But he can be president wherever the fuck he can have businesses outside the U.S.
He can't be president in the U.S. no matter how much.
To be fair, he also did support Joe Biden. Wasn't able to do this with Joe.
That makes it even worse that he supported somebody that's going up against Trump. He cucked out for a guy who has less money than him. Boom, bada bing. Same thing with Disney, fucking Amazon. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same concept.
I mean, yeah, but Elon Musk. He has no power in the U.S. because he's a foreigner.
I'm trying to think how the fuck did we get.
He doesn't. Bro, you just literally said Amazon doesn't need the U.S. I'm pretty sure Elon Musk doesn't need the U.S.
No, he doesn't. I mean, he wants money. They all want money from everywhere, right? So he wants to be the most influential in the U.S. So he can't.
No, but you're missing my point, though. You just proved my point. We're sitting here talking about money. It's not about money. It's about who has more power. Trump has more power than Elon Musk, despite Elon Musk having more money. That's just a fucking fact. Because Donald Trump, and listen, everybody knows I'm not on either side. He just has more connections than fucking Elon Musk. That's a fucking fact.
Well, Donald Trump, even before being president, always had the power, even with because of his.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
But hold on. Brandon's coming around.
No. Like I said, there's a part where I agree. We're gonna keep going back to. There's a part where I agree with you, but I think when it comes to Amazon, I think you're underrating how big Amazon really is.
Yeah, he is.
I agree, but I do agree.
Amazon is.
I do agree what you're talking about with Disney. Yes, Disney has control. We're not denying that because they wouldn't be around. But Amazon's a lot bigger than you also think too.
I'm not saying Amazon is not. Amazon is.
They're control. They're control.
He's assuming Amazon has no connections, which is also fucking bullshit.
Nigga, I never said that. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm saying, bro,
because the connections are because the connections are fucking longer. That's just dumb. That's you're making dumbass assumptions.
Nigga, okay, time out. The federal bank was made in the 1700s. Disney's came around in the early 1900s. When did Amazon come around?
In the late 1900s, probably.
Late 19. So me saying, Disney has more connections to fucking the federal bank, even though they've been around longer. It's been funded by the federal bank. That's just me being crazy. That's just not a fact.
That's not you being crazy. It's just you're assuming that Disney's vastly more power and they're going to take over Amazon simply because they've been around for 50 years longer. I mean, that just doesn't.
No, you're twisting my words. They have connections to the federal bank longer than Amazon. Get my words right, please.
Okay, and that doesn't matter though. That really doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Disney was founded.
I'll give you. CEO, if I've known you for 10 years and I know Brandon for 3 to 4 years, and you guys have a dispute on the job, who do you think I'm going to fire, Brandon or you?
Whoever benefits you more.
Hold on. And that's true. That's what the point I was making earlier too. Whoever brings, in this case, it would bring who brings more to the table.
Nah, bro, y'all don't know how life works. Hold on, I'll tell you from personal experience. I'll give you personal experience. I've gotten fired at jobs and I was way better than people. You know why I got fired? It's because the other employees had better connections with the manager and the supervisor.
Which means okay.
Period. I made more sales. I made more money. We're talking about, and I know this is anecdotal. I know this is a small comparison, but I'm just trying to get you guys to understand is that money is important, but it's about connections and who you know. That's just a fucking fact.
No, that's fine. But we're telling you that Amazon also knows a lot more people than you think they know.
Bro,
and not only the federal bank, they know foreign countries.
Internationally, yeah. Especially if this BRICS nation comes up.
You guys heard the saying, America runs the world. Like, everybody wants to be like America. Yes, it depends. America.
Well, hold on. The good thing is that in the next few years, with this conversation, we're gonna find out who's really right because we got the whole not to get too political, but we got the BRICS nation stuff. We got everything going on between U.S. and China. We got this whole all these things that are going on right now. Give it a couple years, we're gonna find out who's right as far as who really runs the world. So we'll see what happens with the U.S. What happens with the, I know CEO was invested in the BRIC stuff, the Brazil and all that shit, China and all that.
I don't know anything about that.
That's
but my point
basically
is
who's running. It's basically who is running the national reserve, the currency. I mean, the worldwide reserve, the currency. So right now, like the dollar controls the world. The dollar controls the dollar does control the world, but the dollar is losing power. So it's like that's basically we're gonna find out in a few years who's really right in this conversation.
But it's the same thing. Is at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't matter. The federal bank runs everything. They run this crypto. They run this credit card and all this other shit
until the dollar loses power. God forbid.
But why do you think? Why do you think the federal bank came up with this chip shit? Because they want to put chips inside of us so we can use that as our card. It's all connection.
All right, bro. Listen, I gotta go to bed. I ain't fucking. We gonna keep on.
Right.
He's gonna put He's gonna talk about Neuralink and all that shit.
Yeah. It's just RJ's being conspiratorial asshole. That's what's
hold on. Y'all been doing streams with me for 3 years. How many times have I said some shit? And you're like, and then 2 years later, a year later, 6 months later, like, damn, this nigga said that.
Yeah, right, RJ. Yeah,
listen, RJ.
A cow meat is made of human meat. I still believe that, right? Currently, yeah.
Listen, RJ. We're gonna put our time.
There's been multiple other things besides that, other than those two things.
Oh yeah, my bad. Space thing and the meat thing. Definitely not
multiple times. Like, damn, RJ called it months ago.
Listen, RJ,
the Vikings were actually black. I definitely believe that too.
You said what?
The Vikings are definitely black. I also believe that as well.
We also hold on, birds aren't real. But
birds aren't real.
I never said anything about birds. That was Brandon.
No, I said. Listen, I didn't say I believe it. I just said that it's a conspiracy. But China is making bird drones. I sent you that video. Anyways, we're gonna put our tiny tinfoil hats on. Just go to bed.
Yeah, because I got 2% power about it.
Playoff SGA. We rather talk about this than your shitty ass OKC Thunder.
Yeah, this is more important than fucking the fraud MVP that SGA is. All right, fucking Steve Nash is more deserving than SGA.
Well, speaking of that, have they announced the awards yet or no?
I think so.
I didn't even see. Don't they have an award ceremony or no?
I don't know, bro. The NBA does this shit weird.
All right, but before we go off, predictions for Game 1 between the Knicks and the Celtics tomorrow. Well, today actually.
Celtics are break. They're gonna win by like 12 points.
Now, Brandon, you have to go into 5. Is this the game that the Knicks win? It's on the road, and the Knicks are a good team on the road.
I think honestly, I'll be real with you. I'm gonna take the Celtics, but I think if we do happen to go to 5 or 6, this would be the game we win. The first game, and then from there it'll just be over.
All right.
Especially because they'd probably want to end it in 5. End it in Boston. So.
All right, so it is what it is, but it is what it is. Master J don't gives a fuck about your comment, but until next time, peace.
Knicks in 6.